And we are live!
All right. What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos Cushionata from the channel Frost and Fist.
Hold on a second. I don't see our faces there.
What?
Why does it happen every time?
Spect. Can you guys even hear us at the moment? We have some visual problems. We have audio.
Oh, wait. Let's see. There we are. All right, we're clear. Holy cow.
All right. Try this again. Y'all let us know if you can hear us down in the comments below.
Every time!
What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos Cushionata from the channel Frost and Fist.
We can hear you good. And I am El Frico. What's up, guys? Get to see me from the bird's eye view.
Ricalicioso. All right, guys, so we have a special episode tonight because we are a week after the release of Imperial Fist, and Freak and I have actually put the codex to a test. It was a learning game. We didn't record it, but we're going to be happy to talk about it tonight. And then, of course, that was like he literally picked it up at the store and had it in his hands while he was trying to play. So obviously he wasn't able to put it to its full limits at the time. But then he's been taking his experience in that one game and been studying the codex all week. Of course, this is coming from the point of view from a couple of filthy casuals, so we're not going to be able to give you like the hyper competitive tips and tricks, but we can definitely tell you how we feel after playing it, and in my part, playing against it. Saying good evening to some really cool people in the chat, starting with Inquisitor Zane. We got Who Took My Dice, Miniature Wargaming, Brother Steve, who says the title is so dirty. Fists of Love. Oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't even notice you'd put that up there. Oh, oh goodness. Demonetized. We've got Cloudacar in the chat. Imperial Zane says, be right back. Got to get food, guys. Y'all will be jealous here in a minute. I'm jealous already.
Oh, no, right?
Steve says, let the fisting commence. Spect made it. Good to see you, Spect, my man. Actually, that is really awesome to have you in the chat. I'd love watching your channel, my man. So having you in the chat is a big deal. Fugazis? You're going to have to help culture me a little bit, my man. What is Fugazis? Fugazis?
It's like something you need penicillin for, you know? Hey, man.
I've got Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak in the chat. Another channel I'm a big fan of. In my Hacksaw Jim Duggan voice. You know, it's funny because I can remember watching Hacksaw Jim Duggan and him beating people with 2x4s. I can't remember hearing his voice now. It's been too long. Zane says, oh, hey, Spect is here. He makes some great content, inspired me to paint my Death Guard, which has been in a box forever. That's heretical, Zane.
That's why his snake bites him.
You guys should check him out if you haven't. You know, it's awesome because he does some really cool 40K content. I especially love his tutorials on basing. And my favorite tutorial he's done, though, go check out his flamer effects. He does these really, really, really cool effects that you can add to the tips of your flamer weapons. And they look so cool on the battlefield. And he added them to his conquest miniatures. They look very cool. Fancy Mediterranean type of food. That's awesome. I am a huge gyro fan. Actually, not this last game, but 2 games ago when Freak and I, we hit up the game store with a bunch of our friends. We hit up a Mediterranean buffet after that.
That was really good.
And you know what? Even though Spec does really cool 40K content now, my favorite thing at the on this channel was at the beginning of his channel, there was a lot of specs on Transformers. So that was really cool to watch.
Yeah, they didn't take it lightly when I pulled the chair up to the buffet table. They were pretty upset. It was all you can eat. I was like,
they did get a little upset about that.
Yeah, like we just got out of playing a game earlier that morning. We went to Chippendales, of course, do our job.
You should see the fit that Freak threw was the manager's dragging him away.
Yeah,
he's like pulling him underneath his arms. This chair is sliding back as he pulls Freak away.
You can hear it going. Rrr! I'm like, got a big old piece of curry chicken, like
Freak's kicking and struggling, saying, I haven't had all I can eat. I haven't had all I can eat.
And yeah, so. Ooh.
My wife is making stir fry. Like, I guess not every Friday night dinner is exciting. Are you not a stir fry man, my friend?
Are you gonna make him begin trouble? That's the
As an
loaded
Asian
question.
man, I take exception to that.
That's a loaded question. He may or may not like the current condition of it. Oh, dang! That's emphatic. Golly.
You have hurt this Asian man's feelings, Brian. I'm wounded right now. I don't even know if I can continue the show.
I think that's planned. That's planned, dude. That's planned. I think he likes Asian food. I think he just didn't want to say the source. I'm just saying, it's okay. It's okay. You can tell. You can tell it.
Robert Adams. Good evening, my man. Good to see you.
Hey, bud. Wow.
Robert's the guy that recently had the new Youngins, right?
No, I'm not familiar with this Robert Adams, so we're glad he's here.
No, well, have you mixed up someone else, man? But glad you're with us, anyways. Oh, okay, that's better.
I love Asian food, just
loves
not
Asian
stir fry.
food, just not stir fry.
That's good. Good stuff.
Oh, right.
God.
This is one of the people we're featuring tonight, freak. We're pros, guys. We're real pros. I never ever think of you as Robert. That's what threw me off.
Right?
I was about to say, I know it's Sean.
Sean, like, never heard of Robert. Maybe it was his brother. Sorry, man. Sorry.
That makes sense, Brian. My man, that makes sense.
Right. To me, it's like mac and cheese here.
All right, so we got some great people in the chat. Like I said, we're going to be talking about the Imperial Fist Codex and our experience with it so far. But before we do that, we got this week's hobby update. What we got? Freak, what you got for a poke chat?
Well, brother, I put out a pretty decent little tutorial, something that you've been bugging me to do, which is your canopy. Oh, let me get it.
My canopy.
Yeah.
You got a picture of it to put up?
Canopy. Respect my canopy. Come on. All right.
Dude, I'm so stoked.
There it is.
That thing looks so good. I can put it up on my Xiphon Interceptor finally and call it complete.
Yeah, man. It turned out pretty nice. It's got your reflections and all that. It just looks pretty cool. Anyway, so I did a tutorial, put it on our Patreon page, and in a couple of weeks after that, we'll post it on our normal channel, on our YouTube channel, because everything goes out there.
My Xiphon's done now, guys. That was the last piece I was waiting on. So
yeah.
The Jet Fighter will have a showcase as soon as I can. Yeah. Spec says you've got some nice clear lines on that too.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Coming from you, that means a lot, because
I know, because Spec is a fantastic.
He is, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, it turned out pretty nice. As a matter of fact, it looks a lot better and cleaner than mine. That's what I think is kind of funny. I even mentioned it in the video. It's like, man, it looks a lot better than mine. It perfect. So, but yeah, man, I was like, dang it, I really want this one.
Studio.
So,
hey, man, good to see you,
dude.
Thank you for joining us here, my man.
Man, we got a full house tonight.
And if you'll excuse me for a minute, that is one. I need to cut my volume. But
what 33 Clay Dog?
Click on and make sure that we sub to. Go to channel, subscribe.
33 Clay Dog
does not have any content, but 33 Clay Dog
in the house.
Yep.
Dang, man. Let's see how we're looking. Holy cow!
Steven here finally decided to create a channel to chat. That's awesome. That is so cool. Don't worry, guys. Zane will scare them off.
Yeah, that's about. If you survive Zane, well, you know what? You belong here. Just saying.
Man, I'm so glad to have you join us tonight, my man.
Definitely.
Zane, IT's calm down. Don't send your boyfriend as emo after me.
Speaking of emo, can I make this announcement, Mithas?
Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
mind? So we're super excited. We know how much you guys like emo, but you know what? He's almost like spinach, right? I mean, if you like spinach, you'll love emo, right? I'm just saying.
I don't necessarily know those equate, brother.
Well, I'm just saying, it's kind of like acquired
You know,
taste. We love emo.
sometimes you take these metaphors and you knock them out of the park.
Oh,
And other
I'm
times,
not going to the poop way though, man. You know what? I'm
this is true. This is true. You know
refraining
what?
from the poop. No poop jokes here. This is not a place for toilet humor anymore. I refuse to do absolute disgusting poop jokes because
Well,
you don't like poop.
I mean, what normally happens is I leave the chat. And here, there's a whole show I'd be leaving.
See a table overturned. Ah!
Now Mark is my subordinate and true lover who needs emo when I have a moderator. Speaking of which, where is our smash cap?
I don't know, man. He's laying on a job. I mean, what would happen if we would make Zane his own moderator? I mean, how does that work? Oh, I must moderate myself. Click. Dang it.
Gosh.
So anyway, cool thing, guys.
The other night I was watching Gamecraft Dragons live chat and I almost spit all over my keyboard because Zane told them that Frosted Fist got a moderator just to moderate me. I was taking a big drink of water at the time too, and I read that, and it literally almost went all over the keyboard.
He was eating your breakfast cereal, and a health nut walks by and drops some beet pollen in your Wheaties. Thanks, Dad, for the wonderful morning before going to school. Hungry. So here's the thing, guys. So here's what we're planning to do. To give a little more to the Patreon channel, to our Patreon page, we're going to go ahead and give access to all 24 Chaplain EMO words of encouragement, everyone so far, and we're going to continue to add that. So if you are
Chaplain EMO library,
absolutely, you guys will have access to that nonstop. If you guys you're feeling down, you're like, man, I really need to pick me up. You can spam Chaplain EMO 24 right now, but we're gonna keep growing this. And man, you know what? Chaplain's got a lot to say. So hey, you know what? What a treat. You know what I mean? So even if you're just giving $1 a month for our Patreon, just a donation, you will get all that emo love. So hey, it's worth it.
Every awkward piece of motivation you could possibly ask for.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so if you are not right now a member of our Patreon page, we invite you to jump on there, man. Go check us out. Like I said, you don't have to give a whole lot. Give $1. If 50 cents, whatever's good. Or if you want to be generous, that's good too.
So we have Gray Hunter Zane in the chat who says, am I allowed to spam them to Atomic on Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook will probably shut him down because of that. Sorry, sir, but you are doing a little too much emo. So, but anyway, we're excited about that.
Oh my God.
I'll be putting that together here soon. So
I'm almost tempted to say that Chaplain EMO should start his own Twitter account.
That would be hilarious. We can do that. That's a great idea too.
That
I
mean, spread the motivation, right?
Right, yeah. No, don't.
I don't know if it's a Patreon, but I'll pay the additional $1 for him so I can send it. You've been gifted a Patreon account. What? I have to say, that is what's best in life, is when trolly friends are trolly.
Right? You can't not be troll and not be happy.
Freak, your ideas suck. Somebody's very excitable tonight.
Right? Man, I never see. But so that's the reaction that Chaplain EMO evokes, right? That motivation. You see how motivated he is? Man, he's just really got that excitedness, that, yeah, life.
That's true. This is the most he's commented in the chat.
Right? Man, I'm telling you, he is just wired for weird. Look at him. Yeah. Good to see a Chaplain EMO gets to you, my man.
You see that? Because you're some kind of smiling emoji. He likes your hair.
You can't see that way. Oh man, you know it's gonna be one of those nights. Yeah, man, it's gonna be one of those freaking nights, bro. Oh man, Cloud, my chest, bro. And I'm dealing with some allergies too, so it's like Anyway, so yeah, that's going to be pretty exciting to be able to have that for you guys, especially on Patreon, and just a little something more to the page. So we're really stoked about that. So can't wait. I'll get that taken care of this week, and you guys will have all the emo you want.
So again, if anyone's interested in supporting us on Patreon, feel free to go over to our page and check it out.
Meastos, what is our Patreon page for, man?
It's for stuff. It's okay, so we have several tiers, and of course, at even just $1, it's for us to share, drop some knowledge and share what we can. Not, of course, that either of us are professionals at what we do, except for Freak with the Airbrush, but really, it's just for us to share how we do things. Right? We're not super experts. We're not amazing at what we do, but I think we come back with some pretty good effects on how our models look. And those tutorials are always there, and they stay there for about 6 weeks ish, and then we port them over to our YouTube channel. So a little early access for our patrons. Also, we do some behind the scenes stuff. So if you want to see some stuff that we're working on, some of our work in progress pictures, but both of us try not to share too much work in progress to our social media, because we don't want people to not feel like they sorry, just reading a message. I don't want people to feel like, that there's no need to see the showcase, right? I like revealing. I love how our finished models look, and I'm really proud to put those up in our showcases. Right. But the one places we do feel comfortable dropping our work in progress pics, even with doing the showcases, is our Patreon. And of course, we also do our other behind the scenes stuff, like what we're working on, different things that we've got going on. Sometimes, some of our plans are when we do battle reports and stuff like that to, show our lists ahead and stuff like that. Some of the units we brought, just basic behind the scenes and early access kind of stuff, just kind of helping people be part of what we do when we're off camera.
That's right. And it goes even a little further, because some of those funds actually help us to be able to get, better stuff, like, stuff and things. That's right, Brian. The logo. It actually helped us pay for the logo. It actually helped to pay for the extra camera. Guys, you've seen, I've got, and you see this, I've got 2 cameras here that help us, I can show you here, and you can see a little better of what is going on. Boom. Look at that. You see it top down. I've got my book open, ready to talk about good stuff here, and it's just makes our channel better because of what you guys have done. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And if you guys have been following us for a while, you guys know I started with a really grainy integrated camera to my computer. And now it used to be such a night and day difference, because Freaks would be nice and crisp with a good streaming Logitech, and I would have the grainy integrated camera. But now we've both got very similar camera profiles set up. We're both nice and crisp on camera.
Yeah, I'm wearing pants. That's right. They're a little warm because they're flannels. Oh heck, it's a little chilly down here. In Houston.
It's funny how people notice that when I released my White Scars showcase. People noticed that in the mirror at the way back in the hotel room, they could see the reflection that I was wearing pants.
Yes, they was like, "Oh, good thing he's not nude." What were y'all looking at? What were you looking for? Of course, looking. Is he wearing pants?
Yes, trousers for our UK viewers.
Yes, it's a little chilly down here.
Spec says it's 2 in the morning in the UK, and you guys, for me, hype enough and get for him to get up and start painting again. That's awesome.
Wow.
You got the man hyped.
Holy cow.
You guys have some real sweet stuff. Those salamanders are fire.
Very
And
nice.
I'm sure Freak appreciates the compliment. That dude is so burnt out on salamanders.
I am, my man. But thank you so much for the kind words. But I'll be honest with you, I don't want to see another salamander for a long time. I'll see somebody else's, but I just don't want to paint them.
I was about to say, who does do some amazing salamander work too? This guy, 33 Clay Dog.
Yeah, guy is
really
a
awesome salamander.
You go check he's got on Facebook. Go look it out. Holy cow! Did you see his tank? What's it called? The
repulsor?
Bike? The repulsor. Oh my god! And he does flames way better than I do. Oh man, he does incredible work. So just really, really good stuff.
So Clay Dog says that a Patreon's to help upload pictures to FootHub. Funny that you say that. Funny that you say that. So for some reason, one chat, Zane just really fixated on somebody here needs to send me 2 pics. And so knowing that Zane is a Patreon, I immediately after the stream uploaded some foot pictures, Patreon, per patron request. See, we deliver the goods.
Did you really send feet pictures, man?
And you never saw that on our Patreon?
I did. I had not. No. Are you kidding me? You seriously said? Wait a minute. Oh my god!
Yeah, you gotta go back. You need to go back and check out our Patreon.
Hold on, I need to go check my Patreon here. Let's see what the Patreon.
Also, you see the message from D?
No. What did he say? He said, is he gonna make it? Hold on. Let me see here. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'll let you flip over and check it out.
All right. Hang on a second.
So that is where Freak is at. I am currently trying to throw together some quick intercessors for tomorrow's game. Also, real quick job. This week I did a quick job and painted up a couple inceptors for my game tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm playing against Brother Atlas. For those of you who have been watching our channel for some time, I have some really good classic Space Wolves versus Imperial Guard battle reports in 7th edition early in our channel. And with that, I had some really great games with him. Atlas is always a great person to play against, unless I'm playing against his Tau. But Atlas is always a great person to play against, and I always have a great time unless I'm playing against his Tau. And so I think I'm going to have a real good blast tomorrow. He hasn't played in some time. You may have heard earlier this year, we did a what's the worst thing that's happened to you in the hobby? We did a chat about that, and Brother Atlas had an accident where one of his series of shelves in his wall caved in, and he lost a whole bunch of his Space Wolf models that he'd been building up and custom converting every piece of that army. Like there was no standard built model in that Space Wolf's army. He custom built the whole thing, commissioned Freak to paint it, and most of it was smithereens, like non-gluable pieces by the end of it.
Yeah,
so
he lost a good portion of it. Luckily,
he kind of lost his will to play after that, but now he's back into the hype. He's excited to play again, and we're going to have us a match with his Imperial Guard again tomorrow, which is a classic Atlas Mythos kind of game. So that's going to be cool. Like I said, I did up some intercessors, or I'm working on some intercessors, trying to get them slapped together for tomorrow. I painted up 3 inceptors for tomorrow, which, by the way, once I'm done with these intercessors, I'll actually have 700 points of white scars. So it's cool because my first 3 white scars took me 6 weeks to complete, but now I've got a good 700 points going around with them. Oh yeah, he does some really good green stuff modeling too. Cloud is correct. By the way, the Inquisitor's collective plan is on hold. Make sure to inform Lady Dragon. Don't want to mess up too many people's NNN. Do I want to know? Upload it tomorrow. I need to research how to paint good. What are we doing? Heck, spank paint. No, paint, spec paint. Apparently Brian's done clowning us for the moment because his wife is here. Zane says, Freak, I'm sorry, well, I'm reading to Freak and he's not here. See,
I'm here.
Oh, there you Freak, I'm sorry. I know you were really looking forward to it, but we have to wait. And Brian says, "Ugh, be back. Stir fry is ready."
Wait for what? What am I waiting on?
Now he'd really, really be in trouble if his wife was watching us from the next room.
Oh, you're in line. Especially when she's hearing this with music in the background.
God.
Actually, it's this right here. We're just clapping. Just hey.
Also, in addition to these white scars this week, the other thing I've done this week is assemble and prime. Oh, it's in the other room. A Raven Guard Smash Captain I'm working on for Brother Archer, which of course is every quarter. Looking good, bros. Jam.
Hey, man. What's happening?
Every quarter on quarter on Patreon, we have a giveaway for anyone Wolf Guard level or higher. And since we only have one Wolf Guard at the moment, he automatically wins for this quarter. And we're going to be sending him a model, and it's usually one infantry size or equivalent model. And so I will be doing the Smash Captain for him because I happen to have one. I bought a whole pack of Forge World Dark Furies for Raven Guard for some jump pack priest conversions I called Ravens of the Allfather. And I happen to have one left that wasn't used for a priest, and that is going to go to our brother Archer for being our Wolfguard Patreon.
Noise.
Our patron. Cloud says, I'll be back, but would like to show up for the game tomorrow. I had a blast chilling with you guys last Saturday. Where are you guys playing? We're actually playing at Atlas's house, and it's super early. We're getting together at 9 in the morning because I'm trying to knock it out a little early, especially since I got to help Roxas move apartments around 2 p.m. So,
golly, Mythos. Really, man? Those aren't even your feet.
Crap, dude, ran down the hall with a closed door, muted guy. It's funny. We were just saying, and if his wife is hearing this from the other room, he's in trouble. Oh man. I was about to say karma will get you a joke. In this case, Mythos and Freak in trouble.
Oh my gosh.
And I only use Karma as my stripper name. I have to get the kids ready for bed. Hopefully be back soon. All right. And I'm going to go and talk about my portion because we're the other part we're just postponing for the Imperial Fist Codex stuff. But some things from our game Saturday, because it was a kind of a test game. That's why we didn't film it, do a battle report, take any pictures or anything. Freak was just learning his army. And when there's a lot of stuff that is new to Freak, he wants to be able to just, zone in and really lock onto that information, right? And so he was testing his fist, but also I was testing my white scars. My first 700 points, trying to see how my white scars do. The bikes, by the way, I can tell I was mostly going to build a bike-oriented army. Like 90% bikes. I may have to revise that plan because bikes die fast. I've used them in 2 games now, and both turn 1, they're just gone. And that's like, oh, bikes, kill that. So,
I'm trying. I'm trying to think of what else because for our for the hobby. So I was able to do that. I know, right? Super ADD. So got through finishing that. And the next couple of things that I'm going to be working on is stuff that I found that would benefit me based off the new Codex supplement. So I'm pretty stoked. There's a couple of things that I like to work on, and one of them, of course, is going to be my Centurions. Dude, I can't wait. I love how Centurions look. They just are amazing looking minis. When did I get them? I got them right when 8th edition came around. When at the turn of 8th edition, I'd ordered them, and I was really not. I don't know. There was not a whole lot for them. They weren't really that great. They were very expensive for what you were going to get. So really, running Terminators were probably the best option for that. But now we're going to talk about that. Now these suckers are going to be ridiculous. So anyway, super excited. So I'm going to do that. Some more aggressors, and perhaps even a Redemptor Dreadnought. Pretty awesome. So I got to pick which one I'm going to. Also, we even talked about possibly creating a primary captain. So, oh yeah. It's cool.
I think there would definitely be some power in being able to use the chapter master stratagem, because if you'll notice, all the battle reports we've been looking at really make the most out of their bolters with that re-rolling all hits.
Right. Let me see what he's talking about, because he's apologizing, and it worries me when he apologizes. So
it's an Inquisitors collective thing that I'm not really understanding. So what I was saying is some things that really stood out for me is Bikes died immediately, 2 games in a row. My Xiphon Interceptor, though, that thing, I am loving it. The Xiphon Interceptor, it's a Forge World jet, and it's got 4 las cannons on it plus 3 missiles. And like turn 1, they took out some of his jump pad guys. They get a bonus so when they attack things that fly. So hitting jump pack guys, the missiles hit on 2s, and they just nuke them. And they do like 3 damage a piece or something like that. So it was pretty awesome. And the las cannons destroyed a tank turn 1. I mean, overall, just the Xiphon Interceptor, I put a lot of love into painting it, and it really just rocked on the table for me. So if you haven't had a chance, and if you've ever been interested in picking up a Xiphon Interceptor, it is an expensive Forge World model, but it looks beautiful and it plays well on the table. It might be my favorite flyer right now, like in the game. It's really good.
It's not my favorite.
Freak had words with it. Freak was not pleased.
I invented words.
Freak, compliment to your work on this beautiful overlay we do for our live chats. Jam Jar says the screen looks awesome.
Thank you.
Big smiley faces for it.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. Yeah, we've got the new logo, we've got the look, we've got the overlay. I think we're slowly getting, a little more professional, looking a little more professional. Not like we are professional, because we're not. No. We don't even classify us with people like that. People like Brother Rob from TMP, and like, that's professional. You want professional? You go there. You want
You want a 13-year-old sense of humor?
Right here. We got guarantee it right here.
Space Marines.
Yeah. So yeah, that's thank you again. Thank you so much. That's actually really cool of you to notice, and we're pretty proud of it. Pretty happy.
We've got Dave Dog in the chat. Dog. And actually, I saw him in Dice Guys chat earlier, and he was too tired to make the show tonight, which I said, man, you rest well. Don't even worry about it. And the man is here. He said, well, I had a nap, and I'm up to see the show.
Wow.
Man, that's commitment. We really appreciate that.
Hey, man.
I hope you feel well rested, my man. That is a huge compliment.
Indeed. Man, a lot of good guys on tonight. Good people.
Other things to note, I may have gotten overzealous with the con, who thought he could 1v1 a Contemptor. He's like, come at me, bro. And then he charged him. And it turns out my con can't survive 2 rounds of being punched in the face by a Contemptor 1v1. That may have been a little overzealous on my part.
He's like, ha-ha, my face. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I think I might have been able to kill him, except I forgot that a Contemptor has a 5-up invul save, which Freak very obligingly made 3 times. And I was just like, that's half my attacks wasted. What are you doing? He's like, Freak never rolls that many 6s, but he was actually rolling some good 6s this game.
I did. It was, up and down like always, but
it was up and down like always. There was no in the middle. Freak was either rolling 1s and 2s or 5s and 6s.
It's funny because Brother Cloud was there, and he saw it too. He's just looking at me like, dude, I get it. I get it. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. It's like
That's Cloud's luck too. We always said Cloud is the man of extreme luck, either
it's like,
extremely bad or extremely good luck.
yep. And he was like shaking his head. It's like, dude, I get it. I'm like, I'm looking. I'm so, dude. You see this? You seeing this, right? It's not just me. You know? It's like,
Is there meant to be some big announcements from Games Workshop this weekend? I believe we are supposed to get some more information or announcements from Faith and the Sisters of Battle box set announcements. Faith and something.
yeah, they're really pushing that. I mean, they announced a lot of the new plastic stuff, but they're going to be pushing probably the whole kits now. So, if you don't understand,
Other notable things. I think, Freak, do you have any thoughts on how things came out with the White Scars this weekend?
Well, I mean, are we
Blood and Glory? That's the set that's supposed to be announced this weekend.
What is it?
Blood and Glory.
Blood and Glory. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Are we talking about it now? I mean, I guess we can. Yeah.
Well, I was just talking about. I mean, we can talk about the Imperial Fist stuff when we get to.
Oh yeah, so the game. We're chatting about the game.
Right. I was just asking if anything about the Fist.
Yeah. No. Actually,
the scars.
Yeah. So, hold on. So as far as the scars played, the whole purpose for the game was to give a debut to the scars, because I here's for me is an opportunity to be able to see how another army plays against me, right? And we can do it in a small setting, whatever. We did it in a really good place. I got to see how they operated. Probably not to its maximum potential because we're still learning them. Meath is still learning them, but overall, I think his White Scars did great. He definitely pushed the fast attack deal. I mean, his flyer, I hate it. I hate it with a passion. His flyer is beast. I mean, there's a lot of DACA coming from that thing, a lot of power. Smoked my Land Raider Crusader first turn, man, just destroyed it. Did really good. Even after I had already dropped it down to the last tier, he was still blowing up stuff. I'm like, gosh, I hate that guy.
Yep. Hitting on 5, still doing fine.
Dang, man. But yeah, I think it was really cool to see, really cool to see him in action. I think once you really get to the numbers, probably add some more bikes, and really supplement with a long distance shooter. I like that flyer. That flyer really did a great job, doing covering fire. I did not like it. Also, I was really surprised that you brought those blood claws, because you supplemented with them, and they kept me busy. First of all, if I didn't take care of them, they were going to be a thorn in my flesh. They were just going to be there to harass. And we were doing objective, right? 3-card objective, and honestly, I just didn't want them there. And I felt, you know what? It's an easy target. We can kill them off, get rid of them, wipe them off the board, and then move on. That's exactly what they were planned to do. They were made to do. They were made to distract me. And the problem is, it's a necessary evil. You got to take them out. What do? Take them out. So anyway, I think strategically did a great job. I loved how the White Scars played. They're great models, man. So you did a good job.
Thanks, brother. A couple things that surprised me. Some models that have kind of fallen by the wayside since 8th edition started. They're just not as good as they used to be, and they used to be a lot more expensive than they used to be. The prices come back down similar to what it was in 7th edition now, and that's land speeders. I took a double heavy bolter land speeder,
right,
and it honestly steadily just mowed through troops all game.
Mm-hmm.
3 tacticals. 5 tacticals one turn. Another 5 tacticals another turn. It was just steady killing stuff. A couple of Hellblasters one turn, a couple of Aggressors one turn.
It's Intercessors. Okay, first of all, isn't Intercessors just held back and shot from far off? It was so weird because you were planting them like scouts. I'm like, dang it, this is weird. They were doing some great work like scouts, and they did their job, man.
Yeah, and you guys know that I mean, first of all, I've never believed in bolters, right? AP or strength 4, AP 0, never felt like they had much potential. But the fact that I had um the intercessors come with an automatic -1 on their AP immediately makes them better than tacticals.
Yeah.
Right. And then I never actually ended up switching over to the tactical doctrine, but the fact that I had the option there for AP2 bolters was nice. I ended up keeping the heavy weapons most of the game mostly for the Xiphon and for the land speeder. I mean, those heavy weapons kept chipping away
Yeah.
at your army.
Yeah, and I took a complete different type of army than I normally do. We talked about this at the end of the game. That the type of list that I brought was more infantry heavy than it was vehicle heavy. That was kind of by design. Just it was poor planning to begin with. I wasn't sure how he was gonna, bring out his. I know I was playing against his White Scars, but I wasn't sure what tactics he was going to use. So I kind of guessed that. I didn't realize how fast he moved up the table. Let's just put it that way. I was kind of hoping to be able to be mobile enough and have enough, feet on the ground, but I'm not really expected to see how really quickly and mobile those bikes were, especially the Khan. He was just, I mean, like practically first turn, he could have been on the other side of the board. Like, geez, this is weird. So anyway, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I think next time I'm gonna. Well, I have a better plan of what to do next based off of our.
And even though my Khan was killed turn 2, the fact that he was able to move 22 inches and be on the other side of the board turn 1,
Yeah, that was
actually fantastic. Tied up. What was it? 3 las cannons and a missile launcher and a whole 2 squads of tacticals for an entire turn and not be able to shoot. And by the time that they could shoot again, they were pretty much dead.
Yeah. Yep. You're right, Dave. There aren't too many. Those are attack bikes, right? So the attack bike squad with the one with the cart. You don't see a whole lot of those. But those are really good because they got a heavy bolter sitting in the cart, And those things are pretty ridiculous. You can swap them out for, I don't remember what he had. The heavy bolter, what were some of the other? I'm trying to remember some. It was heavy weapons basically. So I'm trying to remember if it was a heavy melta, but anyway, you could swap them out. But man,
yeah, the attack bikes also come with the melta option.
Yeah, so I mean, things are pretty amazing. So
yeah, and I actually have Richard commissioned to build me 3 of those attack bikes.
Mm-hmm. I'm really surprised. I was surprised how well, because here's the thing, Mythos didn't move that land speeder much. He parked it somewhere and got line of sight, and that was it. That's all he needed. Just enough to where it could hover over area of a building and just started pelting me with those heavies.
Yep, sat it on an objective.
Yep.
Actually scored several points just sitting there.
Yeah. So, but it was a fun. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was frustrated. I really was. I was really, really frustrated. Didn't like the fact that I was playing without having my my rules. I had the rule book, right? I had the new supplement, but I hadn't read it. I just picked it up right then and there, and then we started playing the game. So I was like scrambling to see what I can throw at Mythos, and I'm like, man, the hell with this. So I just went ahead and just played the game like I normally did. Now,
yeah, I think I did a whole lot of misdirection because you were being attacked on a lot of fronts.
Yeah.
Let's see, lots of land speeder talk. So Dave says land speeders are rare on the battlefield. I don't see them often. Steve says because they're not new and therefore not cool, but they're actually pretty awesome. It's a good idea to hold on to your old stuff because it can fall through the cracks sometimes and be quite valuable points wise and battle worthiness wise. So that's cool. Steve's got to go because he's got to charge the phone. Of course, we already talked about the attack bikes, but Spec says land speeders do some work, a lot of movement. And Jams Jar says land speeders aren't really used now, so it might be a good surprise against enemies. Surprise, land speeders! So
Surprise,
just
mother
kind of
trucker.
because I had it hiding behind terrain and out of line of sight, and then his stuff kind of moved up, and then it parked on the building and was just shooting down into his troops like surprise, mother trucker.
What was it that chased my biker? Because I brought bikes too, but man, you can't. Oh man,
Your bikes. What killed your bikes?
Yeah, I had one. Remember, and then you were chasing me down with one, and I'm trying to remember because you had him in combat. And he took off. Oh yeah, the Santa. Oh my gosh. So he just charges into the bikes, and oh my gosh, that was a horrific scene. It was definitely something about a nightmare. One guy survives and he takes off running.
He went and parked for a turn. That was kind of hilarious. And then he came back out of the ruins because they were line of sight ruins. We were using ISTC ruins. They came back out for 1 second and got targeted by something big. I want to say it was my auto cannons on my Zakarin.
Yep.
He just popped his head out of the ruins and then blah, 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 blah.
I could do this. That was it. He was gone. Man, that sucked. I was mad.
He was a little mad. It was kind of funny. So yeah, we had a really great game, guys.
You ever had those little games that you could go to the carnivals, and you got the little duck, whack whack, pew. That's what it was, whack whack, pew. That's what he was doing.
He was unused to me taking, which is funny because I also play AdMech, but he was unused to me bringing fire support armies, and so knowing I was running a list that was mostly bikes and cavalry. I was like, well, how would I support this if this were all bikes? I supported it with some covering fire. And I think I just brought more fire support than he expected.
Yeah, and you know what? And I typically bring a heavy vehicle, list, and this was the first game that I did not. It was mistakes were made. So,
I think getting in there turn one and shutting down that one turn of shooting phase for a lot of your models too helped.
Yeah,
because you definitely could have shot me off the table if I didn't shut those weapons down.
Yeah, definitely. And then I know one of the things that I did wrong was not having them accompanied by some very heavy hitting melee, units. I think if I had that, I think it'd have been a different story.
Oh yeah, it's something I learned in AdMech with my AdMech is anytime I'm running fire support armies, I feel like I have to try and give them some kind of melee fighter for the backlines, or else once your backlines get attacked, you're just kind of stuck out.
Right. So it was a very educational game. Again, the best thing about it is that we got to see his white scars and how well they did, and I think they did really well.
Zane says, by the way, Mythos, I explained my terminology if you scroll back a bit. So that NNN he kept posting was for No Nut November. I mean, celebrate how you want to, man. You do you.
You do you, bro.
Or don't, right? I guess don't do you if you're celebrating. Good catch, babe. Good catch. Jamjar says, how many models for a unit of land speeders? So it starts with 1, but I think you can have up to 3. So theoretically, you could have 9 speeders on the table for pretty cheap. Going double heavy bolter only cost me 65 points. So, I mean, you could really slap down quite
well
a bit.
Worth it. Yeah, definitely well worth it.
And I think actually that might not be a bad idea for someone who gets bonuses for bolters like Freak. So,
So anyway, we had a good game. I got my supplement. I picked it up that same day. So love it. And I got the
brother.
From who?
Brother D.
Oh, Okay, must be in. Let me see. Oh, sweet. Okay, let me.
I'll toss some link if you want to get the overlay ready.
Yep. Okay, we'll do. Guys, bear with us just a second. We're gonna just switch to the
Switcheroo.
We'll be right back. So don't go away. Hang tight. We're gonna get some folks here.
Big surprise.
Are in.
Somebody says there's a sound issue.
Yep, hang on, getting it now. All right, guys. Want to welcome Big D.
Big D to the house.
What's up, guys? Sup? How's it going?
Going well. You had a big announcement you just made. Would you mind making that for us again?
Well, we got a kill team tournament here in town that I've been talking about the last couple of weeks. Big thing I've been prepping up for. It's like I want to say 16 or 2014. It's a big thing here going on at the GW store. First round, both myself and Lady Dragon won. She's playing Custodes, and I'm playing my Space Wolves.
Are they the stripper Custodes?
Yeah, she did her stripper Custodes. So she walked up,
awesome.
played the music, and then put them on the board because
That's awesome.
without the music. And then I brought my wolves out, and we're playing Adepticon 2019 rules. So using their missions, their secondary objectives, their rules on how they run everything, totally using their setup. So it works out real well. She won by 1 point, and the Wolves won 9-2. I maxed out in points in round 2 and just spent the next 2 rounds keeping the guy from scoring anymore.
Oh my god.
That sounds pretty heavy duty, my brother.
My Wolves did what they're supposed to do. Jumped in, smacked somebody down, and put the beating on it. That was a good time.
I'm really stoked to hear that because I remember you saying you were considering switching armies because you were having a little trouble with them in the kill team recently.
Well, and that's the thing. Elites really changed the game up. I mean, it really changed how some figures played. Like when I came in third place with my Wolves the last time I played, and I do apologize. Part of the reason Lady Dragon's not even here, she went straight to bed. We are suffering from a week worth of cold. On Halloween, we got snow here in Wisconsin. So
wow.
There's snow on the ground right now.
Holy cow.
But yeah, I came in third at the last tournament we played, and that was just as elites came out, so there weren't as much of them in play. And I did okay. Custodes are pretty tough. I'm not looking forward to facing them. And unfortunately, in the next round, I'm facing Lady Dragon's Custodes. So one of us is going to come home a winner, and the other one of us is going to end up sleeping on a couch.
Salt, yeah. Let the salt pour, baby.
Very similarly in card games and whatnot. Now, Lily and I have a rule where we don't play each other for very similar reasons. For some reason, just against each other, we really get salty when we play against each other. And it's because of the way our play styles are like directly opposed to each other's play style. Like she likes a control-based game, and I can't stand people locking down what I do and controlling my actions or not letting me control have whatever I want to do, you know. She's very control-based. And then I, on the other hand, I'm hard to deal with because my go-to in almost any game is overwhelming brute force. So if it's a card game like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, I get big, strong threat monsters that just like to pound in face. And that can be hard to deal with sometimes too.
And this should tell you something. When I play Magic, I'm a red-blue player. So, and she typically plays white-green. So, yeah.
So you guys are
kind of play the same way. She's very kind of smash, but it's very large, and I play the control and ping things off. So
that's funny. I recently switched over to red green myself. I found myself falling in love with the Izzet guild.
Oh.
So I absolutely love Izzets.
It's red green? Is it red blue?
Yep, red blue.
Yeah.
My favorite is Gutter Snipe Phoenix Arclight Phoenix combos.
So, I had built a deck, and I mean I will admit, Magic the Gathering, I sold all of it. I had 25 years of Magic the Gathering, 6 years of working for Wizards of the Coast and being paid in cards, literally.
Wow.
I sold, and I turned it into all my Warhammer stuff. I'm like, that's it. I'm done with Magic. I'm done trying to play the Chase It game. I'm going to play Warhammer and go with it.
Nice.
By the way, welcome, Hellchild.
Oh, hey, Hellchild, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, he said, man, I just get on and I see the big dragon in the house.
Right?
Hey, and since I'm on with you guys,
that doesn't surprise me that Thomas, being the Hellworks guy, plays black in Magic the Gathering.
I got a sneak peek for you guys of what this weekend's video is going to be.
Oh, yeah?
We're doing an unboxing. And I managed to pick this up for MSRP. So
wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, that is great.
Yeah. So it's Lady Dragon wants to play Cornates. She's like into the whole undead, but she also likes the Cornates. And I've kind of fallen in love with the
Stormcast?
Sig Marines. So we decided
usurp Stormcast.
Yeah. So we bit the bullet and found it at a local game store, not the GW, but a local game store for super cheap. So we're like, let's do it.
That's so cool.
Very nice, man.
And I haven't, it's what, a 5-year-old box set. So I figure open that thing up. People haven't seen this in a while. And got some good stuff in it.
That'll be really cool to see.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting because it's huge here. It seems to actually be getting more traction than I've noticed the last couple of years. Dave Dot says Magic the Gathering is faltering a little. I noticed stores in Spain that used to host games that are closing down. Comic book stores suffering and closing also. Man,
that's interesting.
Yeah, because we're getting new comic book stores opening up, new game stores.
MTG is real popular here. I mean, there are plenty of days where we can't actually utilize the 40K tables.
Yep.
Because they have Magic the Gathering events going on.
Yep. Yeah, like the store that I bought this at, they have their regular Friday Night Magic going on, and there was, I want to say there was at least 30 players in there.
Wow.
Easily 30 players. And that's only one of like 5. Magic's super popular. Well, I'm in what used to be the mecca for gaming. I live in Milwaukee, where Gen Con came from. So Magic's huge here. There's a lot of big game stores that still host it. Even a lot of little stores, they can't host nothing else but Magic. Magic still sells. So I just honestly, don't get me wrong, I like Magic. I think it's a good game. I just got sick of chasing the meta after playing it. I mean, the first cards I bought beta, and I played up until about a year ago. And I just got tired of constantly having to every 6 months.
Oh yeah.
Every 6 months I gotta drop $300 on cards, and half my collection's not usable anymore, and it's just like cycling. And I just had this growing space of stuff that were taking up space and I wasn't using, because nobody's playing Legacy, nobody's playing old stuff, and a lot of the new cards there's power creep that's ridiculous in the game. from my perspective.
So-
And I just got to be to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be Mr. Suitcase. So I'd rather,
Suitcase.
I'd rather give the cards. I sold them to a game store where people will buy them and get use out of them. And I had a ton of really old cards. So that's good. Let somebody get some use out of them and enjoy them. And let me turn that into my hobby.
Sounds
Let
good.
me buy some Warhammer and some 40K and some Kill Team and some Terrain and have a day. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, my secret to enjoying it for the last 20 years is that we don't mess with the meta. I'm a beer and pretzels kind of guy. We just have some of the bros come over to the house. We crack open a few drinks and we just kind of play casually.
Yeah. I honestly wish I was wired that way. I admit it's a lot of it's the way I'm wired. I'm a competitive guy. It doesn't come out when I'm teaching stuff, but I'm a very competitive guy. If I'm going to play a game that has a competitive scene, I kind of want to get involved. It's part of the reason why when I'm looking at 40K, I love my wolves. I really love my wolves, but I'm like, how do I make them better? There's no ITC in my area, so I just need to make them at a competitive level locally, and I'm good with that. But you look at the meta and you look at how they build, and I'm constantly watching battle reports, and I'm finding out that there's a huge Age of Sigmar community here in my area. I had no idea, but apparently there's a larger and a growing number of competitive players. And the thing I like about Age of Sigmar is that it's not, this is the optimal army and this is what everybody's trying to play against. It's not like in 40K for the longest time. If you didn't play Knights, you were going to come in second place. And then it was Eldar or it was Tau.
Wow. Yep.
You know what one
And-
of my favorite things about Age of Sigmar is? There's no Tau.
I knew it.
Well, and that's the neat thing about it. It's very much a rock, paper, scissors game. You're not really playing other people's armies. You're playing the mission and their armies. And so you kind of got to know what missions are going to come up, and you got to have your army be able to win those missions and know what kinds of armies you're going to be able to hang with and what you're not going to be able to hang with. So there's a lot more strategy involved. So that intrigues me.
Right on.
Plus, the figures, again, we go back to how much I love to paint. They are gorgeous, just straight up gorgeous figures.
They are. They really are. That's why I've been wanting to paint a Daughters of Cain army for about a year now. Like the minute they announced the Marathi model, I bought that white dwarf. It is like on display on my shelf here, and I have just drooled over it ever since.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I was thinking about this box because I got the Soul Wars box just so I could get the base game and learn how to play the game. And I'm like, you know what the heck, we'll learn it.
Placing 5 Knights down to strategic.
And I found the figure's cool. By the way, I don't know if you guys mind. Come here. This is my other player in the house. This is Will.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
Emperor's Children for life.
Nice to meet you, Will.
Nice to meet you, Joe.
But the thing I was looking at with this, it's hard to see, but there's 2 or 3 figures here that are really big, gorgeous figures. And the one bad thing about 40K, if I'm going to have any real detraction for 40K, bigger figures we shoot them off the table first. It really is.
They're targets. Yep.
You put somebody big down and everything that can shoot shoots at him.
It's kind of just the mindset of battles in general.
Yeah. The nice thing about Age of Sigmar, not as much range attacks. So I put a big melee guy down. You got to come melee me. So, like I said, there's some more strategy. It's a different game, and that's what I like about it. It's another game I can get into.
Mythos, could you address this, please? You got to do it.
Zane says, hi, Will. Will. Hi. Oh, wait, you can't see me. Let's convey my hello. Or freak.
So Inquisitor Zane says hello, Will.
Hi.
I realized I didn't actually have to stream up. So I can't actually interact with anybody. Hang on.
Oni says he's getting into AOS himself, building an Iron Jaws army. That's cool.
Very
I
nice.
want to use some of the iron jaws for some of my orcs, just because I think, or for my 40k orcs, because I think that would look badass.
I've seen people use the weird boy.
Lots of people use the weird boy.
Yeah, use the weird boy as their shaman. And that's really. I mean, it's again. If 40k does, I mean, if Games Workshop does nothing, they make beautiful figures all around. I mean, even the stuff that's gross and nasty, you look at it, it's a beautiful
Well
figure.
made, yeah.
Yeah.
The sculpt is always gorgeous.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
my niece, who was in my Tuesday stream, had never really seen a 40k figure before. I just happened to pass by the screen a primed, it's just primed, but a piece of the ruined city terrain. You know, that whole Gothic spires type terrain. And she was just like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. And I'm like, yeah, wait till you see it painted, you know? Yeah, that whole Gothic spire type terrain. And she was just like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
You being a terrain master, does it ever make you jealous when they notice other pieces of terrain? Like, well, I could do that.
No. And here's the thing. Pre-made plastic terrain, I can never make anything that nice because of the silly little detail. The only thing that makes me jealous is when somebody makes a piece of terrain that I could make and they thought of it before I did, or they do stuff with, I'll be honest with you, if anybody's in the gaming, the crafting side of things, there's a couple of big channels out there. And I will tell you right now, Wylock makes some really great stuff, and he makes it all with freaking chipboard. And it's just like, the hell, man? How did you make that out of chipboard? And it's just ridiculous. I mean, he made a Necron. He made a freaking the giant Necron flying pyramid thing.
Yep.
He made that out of chipboard. You'd have looked at it and gone, "That's a model." No, that's chip. You're serious? That's cardboard.
Oh, cardboard.
I was like, "What?" He made a freaking Knight Paladin. The 40k Knights. He made a Knight Paladin out of cardboard and like foam. I was just like, this is stupid.
Well,
So
I mean, it seemed to have been very popular, especially on we knew someone from the UK that actually did that when he first started playing. He really didn't have all the cash, you know, to front up to get these minis, right? And so, but he loved the game. It's the love of the game, and he went ahead and he made his. This is the coolest thing. He made his vehicles all out of cardboard, painted them up, you know. And I got to be honest with you, it's like, yeah, it probably was pretty dinky. Yeah, people probably looked at him kind of weird. But you know what? I got to applaud the fact that, you know, he really wanted to be a part of that community and wanted to learn the game, which was pretty cool. You know, I love that. I love the passion for that.
And that's the thing. You look at the origins in Warhammer. In
That's
40K,
right.
the very first vehicle wasn't a kit. The very first vehicle that they had as an official vehicle was a tube from underarm deodorant.
That's right. I remember you said that. Yeah.
And they went, oh yeah, and here's the stats for it. And it's still in the rules. Yeah. And we now call it a land speeder. But that's why the land speeder is such a weird design, because it started off as a
That's funny.
underarm deodorant. I mean, it's just.
Is it a land speeder or is it right guard?
All right. So, Sector Dave says his one complaint about GW terrain is not diverse enough. He had to buy a load of orc junkyard terrain from Cromlech. Playdog says, I would love to paint some INF Deepkin miniatures. That'd be cool. Sent a little video of the Maw Crusher I worked on. Oh, man.
I didn't see it because I was looking for that.
I'm going to tell you, I agree with that not being enough diversity. I would love... There's a company out there that does it in MDF, and they do some really good pieces in it. But other than the Webway gate, there's no Eldar terrain. And I really think that they're missing the boat on that one. I think if they did a bunch of Eldar terrain, it would sell out. I mean, people would just go nuts buying it.
I think nobody knows what to make for Eldar terrain.
And that's the thing, those MDF kits. They have like these thin walls, and they have these. They took a lot of inspiration making sci-fi versions of. And you guys have played World of Warcraft, right?
Yep.
They did sci-fi versions of a lot of the Blood Elf stuff.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
Sector Imperialis terrain is gorgeous.
Hey, hand me the piece of this.
Zane started his world's cheapest Marine display force and saw a corn sword. Now started on the world's cheapest newly corrupted Space Marine display force. I blame Lady Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot knock their terrain. I mean, the Sector Imperialis, their city stuff. This is a gorgeous piece of terrain. I don't like paying this much for it, but I have an idea for a board, and to be honest, I want to have at least one solid board using all GW stuff, so I can sit down and do like photo shoots and do some real gold stuff with just an all ruined official city looking thing.
Let's see. Dave says, I would pay for a guy to turn up to a Games Workshop event with his paper hammer collection that he plucks from his gaming case. Zane says, seems more fun to do it that way now that I'm conflicted. It's heresy, but fun. How did Lady Dragon do this to me? Brother Thomas says, Bone Reapers. Man, those things look cool.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Dave says, damn, that Feast of Bones, Ogres versus Bone Reapers AOS box set just completely sold out before it comes out tomorrow. You know, some of their box sets sell out before, I mean, you know, within.
If you have a local GW store, go to the store tomorrow morning and be there when it opens.
Oh yeah, because the stores usually get a few extra copies to sell on the spot.
I was talking to a couple of, because we've got two of them in the direct area here, and one of them doesn't get enough foot traffic really. They had a copy of what was it? Wake the Dead. They had a copy of Wake the Dead on their shelf for like 6 months after it went out of print. They had a copy of Tooth and Claw for almost a year. So
that's pretty awesome.
Sets don't immediately sell out. Now, Loon Curse, that one sold out before it got released. The store I was at got 4 extra copies, and those sold out like in 3 days afterwards. So they still had them. But if you're there and you're the first in line when they come out, they're there. You know, I mean, it seems funny to have to stand in line in front of a store waiting to get a release for a game that's plastic. They should be able to make enough of them you can order them, but
yeah. Hey,
like you mentioned in your live stream, though, I mean, it's creating a false demand.
Creating a false demand, and I mean, it's a good marketing tip. I mean, it works for them. That way, they produce an amount, they sell that amount.
There's not a overstock in their inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to show this off real quick. I mean, I was going to wait till the Art of the Week, but I think it was really cool.
It's a good time to jump into Art of the Week.
Yeah, so this one is coming from Ani Studio, and he was just talking about Maw Crusher, and I'm like, okay, who is this? Now I remember who this was, because I never seen him come in as Ani.
I think it's Oni Studio.
The Oni Studio. Yeah, so this is Steve's stuff, but it looks really, really cool. Here, let me transition it. He sent the video, so you can kind of see it, and I'll leave it a second to populate on your end. And let me go ahead and move the video some. Come on. Not the video. There we go.
I love the Maw Crusher model, by the way. Like when I play Stormcast, instead of getting a Star Drake, I want to get the Maw Crusher and just put a Stormcast on it.
I mean,
Maw Crusher's so badass looking.
Yeah, I really, really like this. I mean, it's just such a mean looking.
Oni, Brian from Scale Model Freak, Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak says, "Nice Oni, whoa!"
Yeah, figured he'd like that.
Gosh, the Maw Crusher is such a badass model. I also not only want to get one of those for Stormcast whenever I play, but I want to get the Mega Boss on top and use it as a War Boss in Mechanob armor. That'll be cool for 40K.
Yeah,
Right.
gosh.
So
That
there
is
you go,
just
man.
beautiful.
Good job,
is
man.
beautiful.
Good job, bro.
That is awesome, bro. Plus, I love the White Dragon. And you have really pulled off a great white dragon that is multi-toned, does not look blindingly white. I mean, it looks great.
That is phenomenal.
God, so I love Maw Crusher so much.
Oh, and that depth of color, gosh, those wings are just gorgeous.
Oh yeah. So you guys want to hear a horror story though? So Oni did this in 2.5. It was a rush job. He did this in 2.5 weeks for a local competition, and then right there for the competition, got called into work and had to drop out. He was bummed. AOS models do look so good. The dynamic posing, even the Warcry stuff is posed so well, but for some reason it didn't translate very well in the 40K. I think a lot of the new models do look nicely posed. And I mean, still, I mean, in an unpopular opinion, some people still want to hold on to their tacticals, but I mean, even just basic stuff. If you look like about a Primaris Marine versus an old school tactical, I mean, it just looks better, right? It just looks good. The proportions are good. It looks nice and clean. I mean, it's good stuff. Everything they do now, it just looks amazing. Rock says, "What up, my brother?"
Here's the thing.
So, good stuff, guys.
I like the old Marines. Don't get me wrong. I love the old Marines. I really do. But I think the new Marines, as a painter, I think we talked about this before. The detail on them, the little things, the extra little add-ons that they have onto them, the personality. I mean, I'm honest. The Reavers are by and far my favorite unit. They are such gorgeous. Just they look big, frightening, scary dudes about to stab you in the face. I mean, I haven't seen. I mean, they've done good figures before. I'm not saying they haven't. I mean, the Wolfen are great figures. The Sanguinary Guard, those are great figures. But I mean, you look at the Aggressors, you look at the Inceptors. I mean, they're just these aggressive, beautiful figures with lots of detail and just really pop out at you. And they still keep the aesthetic. You can look at them and go, that's a Space Marine. In Age of Sigmar, they've just kind of gone nuts. I mean, Sylvaneth, some of those Sylvaneth figures are ridiculously detailed.
Absolutely.
Just stunning. Just absolutely stunning.
Marathi.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Marathi.
Like with Marathi, Zane, I have trouble holding to NNN. So, Space Marines. Steve says he really loves the way the Reavers look. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Reavers are gorgeous. I mean,
You're gorgeous.
And as a Space Wolf player, I love them. I mean, they're everything you want in a wolf. They come down, they run in, they kick ass, and then they leave, and you can't do a damn thing about them. I love them. You know,
they're what the Scouts should have been. You know, from the very beginning.
I agree.
Oh.
They are what Wolf Scouts should have been, and in the case of I guess in Wolves, because they made the Wolf Scouts elites,
right?
Which I don't even want to get into that whole argument because everyone else they're a troop. They made them elites for the Wolves. They should have given them better options. I mean, they're not worth. The Scouts aren't worth taking. I hate to say it, they're just not worth taking as a Wolf. They're great for flavor. If you're building,
they have some application for anyone other than me. I think playing against Imperial Fists, Scouts not getting their cover saves, it just never works out for me. Freak, my man, you want to start up Art of the Week? We are running a little behind, my brother.
Yep, absolutely. And let us do so.
To answer your question, Brian, Brother Rob is starting a Flesh Eater's Court army for AOS. Zane, I already spent a week and a half going into this because I forgot it was coming up.
All right, guys, here we go.
I'm going to send you a picture.
Running Bear, good to see you, my man.
I'm going to send you a picture, freak. You got to see this thing. And you got to show it to the crowd here. This is going to be, it's just ridiculous.
Absolutely, man. Send that to us, and we'll go ahead and put it here. All right, so here we go. Art of the week. This is the first piece. By the way, guys, this is a big shout out to Who Took My Dice. This is a really, really cool piece of terrain that he built with foam board. And
Steve is really good at building foam.
Yeah, man.
Foam board made terrain.
I mean, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This thing looks so good. Like, it's a nice piece of of terrain. This is a good ruin. You can see the concrete, or I mean, it's just the stonework. I mean, he did a fantastic job. Gorgeous, gorgeous work. Love it, man. And he's been doing, this is a little work in progress that he's been doing. Let me pop that up. Again, these are his ultras, man. You gotta give some ultra love.
I love the addition of like the weather-worn floor plating, by the way. It's not just a flat floor, it's like broken up tiles or something.
Yeah, it's war-torn.
So he's been working on his Ultramarines armies for his Ultramarine army. I want to say he said for 9 years.
Yeah. Yep.
9 years in the making.
Yep.
I love the Tech Marine. That is beautiful.
I know, man. Fantastic. So again, that is gorgeous, gorgeous work. This is from our brother Steve, who took my dice. And then we're gonna move on to, and I gotta be honest with you, we are honored just to be associated with this guy. This is from the Addams Family Painting. Jeez. Okay, so he is a 3-time
three-time
white dwarf. Yep.
Feature.
Yep.
He has his work featured in White Dwarf quite a bit. It's pretty amazing.
The guy is super talented.
Can you bump that up a little bit? On screen, it's a little off.
Is it? Okay, hold on. Let me see what it looks like.
Yeah, that is a slick ATST, says Dave, and he is right.
Go.
Spec says clean. Tom Dog Scale Model Freak says yes, sweet.
Is that better?
We got Brother Rob himself in the chat. Good to see you, Brother Rob.
Is that better, Mythos?
Yep, that is way better.
Awesome.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's been painting those Ultramarines since 2nd edition. My bad. Brother Rob says very nice. And you know what? I know I'm not quite at this level.
No, me neither.
I don't know when I'm going to get there. But I definitely I want to try and get into White Dwarf just like Brother Sean one day.
Yeah, I mean, look at the stuff that he puts in, dude. This is the stuff he puts in White Dwarf. Guys, this, oh my God. Okay. Wait till it, you'll
this
see
is
it
Legion,
here.
so this in itself won't go into White Dwarf.
No. Here it comes. Here. There. Boom. Look at that.
There we go.
Epic sauce right here, bro.
Even the way he takes pictures. I mean, that looks like, people from the article in the magazine put that together.
Yeah. I mean,
that just looks amazing.
This is just professionalism.
Brother Rob says, "What's up, my brothers?"
Hey.
Oh,
good to see you.
What's up, Brother Rob?
B-Rob. Look at that, man.
Dave says that those Warcry looks as good as the heavy metal guys do it.
Right. Oh,
man, you better brush up that resume, Sean, my man. You about to get a job offer. Let me tell you.
You ain't lying. He is a friend of the channel, and he just comes and hangs out with us, and we're like, dude, why are you even with us? Why are you? What are you doing here?
Shouldn't you be hanging out with like artists and stuff?
Right? Vince Venturella, he's a different channel, man. You need to
Yeah, you go into the room with Rob and Vince Venturella.
yeah, man, you need to go. We are unworthy. But again, this is Adam's family painting. Did I say it right?
Yep. I think.
Gorgeous.
I've got CRS. So.
Those unmade are just, the unmade are my favorite war cry band, and those are just beautiful take.
Gorgeous work, man. Super stoked with that.
His work does look like cover art.
Yeah, and that's why his stuff gets into White Dwarf. Dang it, man. So jealous. All right, moving along. Mythos, did you want to catch up on the chat?
We've broken another person.
What?
Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak says, "Wow, I quit. I no more. No bueno. I'm not worthy." That's why I burned my Thunderwolf Cavalry when Freak started painting Thunderwolf Cavalry. Thank the light, I burned them long before Brother Rob started painting Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Oh, man. So,
Rob says those models are disturbing.
yeah, they are.
Man,
Now, those 2 links I sent you, I have a story about both of those. So
Okay.
nice.
So this next one actually was sent to us by Brother Thomas Hellchild from Hellworks.
By the way, we really appreciate. We've had a really huge response for Art of the Week this week. Lots of people submitted stuff, so we really appreciate that.
Right. Now, not everything is their own, but this is stuff that but still, it's nice to be able to identify other people's work. So gorgeous work.
Freak, you want to take an attempt at that name? Yeah,
yes.
I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, this is Frankatch Glass. Gotta love some Dreadnought love, baby.
I love Venerable Dreadnoughts too. I'm taking my Axe to Shield Venerable Dreadnought to tomorrow's game.
Are you? Ooh.
I haven't played him in a while. I'm like, I got to get that guy back on the table.
But you notice, though, Mythos, he did the same thing that we do, right? He did the glowing runes. I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, I love that. That's phenomenal.
Absolutely love it. Love the claw.
Apparently, Brother Rob loves those glowing runes too. Yeah. Really great.
Definitely, man.
How do you submit stuff, bros? Well, you can always hit us up on Facebook Messenger, Mythos, Kush Renata, or you can send it to our Frost and Fist Facebook page. You could also hit us up at frost.and.fists@gmail.com. If you want to know why all those freaky dots are in the middle there, because for some reason some idiot wolf brother thought he was being clever when he made our YouTube channel. So it's frost.and.fists at gmail.com.
Just remember, we're professional.
Professionals.
Professionals.
But yeah, we would love to have any submissions you want to give us, because we love finding stuff on Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest and all kinds of stuff. But our favorite thing about doing this live show and this hobby is interacting.
Community. Yep.
So, yeah, submit as much stuff as you want.
Yep. It's all about the community, man.
And again, I'm really thankful you guys let me come on and hang out with you guys, because you guys have the same attitude I do. It's like, this game doesn't sit in a bucket by itself. It's all about the people you do it with.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And it's all about the community. It's all about the people.
Inquisitor Zane, I was actually thinking about Inquisitor Zim. I think that's Invader Zim.
Oh wow.
I love that guy.
You've insulted him. All right. This is so cool. Now I know why he sent this, man. This is all Wolfie goodness.
Oh man, that dude knows what I like. I love that that's actually designed to look like a beard axe too.
Yeah, dude.
It's got a very Viking look to it. Oh man, speaking of which, look at that Celtic knot.
Yeah.
That's a cool little. I think that's a weird. So caster of runes, very cool.
The right amount of elemental, right amount of elemental wear on the armor. Just beautiful work. Again, way beyond my level of expertise for sure, but definitely gorgeous.
Very cool though.
Now this one he submitted too. This was from the same guy. Now, how though? How? This is an action pose. Here, wait till it pops up here. I know I'm talking a little ahead. Look at this. This guy is leaping over a wall.
I love that pose. I wish I knew how.
I wait for a refresh.
This is okay. By the way, there's blood on that axe.
Brother Brian, your submission is coming up too, man. You gotta wait your turn. Gosh, that axe and shield pose is so cool.
Man.
And look at how tiny the details are on that shield.
Yep.
Definitely hats off to this guy.
Fresh blood on that axe. Look at it. It's still bubbling. Oh, man.
He peed on that wall like a dog.
Those fight words.
Oh, that's so cool.
Again, just, man, amazing. Gorgeous work.
I would say I want to be able to do that, but you know that building is like it's my bane of this wonderful hobby we do. I love assembly. I love painting. Just assembling gets on my nerves.
All right, and this was sent by the Wolf Brother. This is Max Miniatures, and of course he is pushing some Ultra Love.
This is all actually sent to us by Brother Brian. This is
Brian. Oh, right. Okay, I don't even know that.
Yep. He sent that to me on Wednesday.
Well, there you go,
I
Brian.
like that green glow. It's so well done.
And
I love the dark blue to light blue.
Yeah.
That is a super clean. That is a really.
Yeah, it is.
That's a super clean shot. God,
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and
gorgeous work.
It gets overlooked way too much. That base is fantastic. That is a very realistic base. I mean, that's something that gets overlooked a lot. A lot of people just slop some stuff on and you're done.
Right.
That is a heck of a piece. Gosh.
Yeah, something that we always, we seem to kind of check out that most of the time, when people do bases, it kind of detracts from the model. This it enhances the model. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It actually
and
accompanies
a good base. A good base makes a good model great.
Yeah.
And makes a great model worthy of being in a competition.
Right.
I mean, it's just...
Absolutely. Dave says that looks like classic GW style, but using Vallejo paints. That face is incredible with the scars.
It really is. Absolutely. Yeah. And look, he did eyes.
Dave says, I had a guy I thought I did good on, but now I'm done.
You right from me too.
All the time, never compare yourself to other people. Compare to how far you've come.
That is the first rule of painting. Never, ever look at other people's stuff compared to yours.
Because if you compare to other people's
learn
stuff,
from them.
You'll do like me and burn your Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Right. And then I look at Rob's Thunderwolf Cavalry and I burn mine.
I mean, look at that chest piece. The wings, just the burnished colors on the wings.
Yes.
That ballista is incredible, dude.
I mean,
yep.
Such a wonderful depth of color there. I mean, that's something that takes, I've been painting for a long time and I'm still struggling with that. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep. This is perfection, man. Highlights are
lots of comments on this one. Brian says that dude had some skills. Spec says I need a new camera. Miniature Paintbrush says very clean, nice green wet blending, and the edge highlighting is on point. Spec says that's a good narrative base.
Yeah.
Zane says he's already started the burn pit. I see he's on my route here. Brian says it's fine. I compare my stuff to 6-year-olds and I feel just fine. Zane says too late. No last minute submit on this time. Dave says look at the Omega symbol on his kneecap. Yeah, that was a point too.
So this is a little fist love.
So this is from somebody that Brian submitted to us.
Man.
It's not the same art that Brian submitted to us, but said, hey, check out this person. And being that we're talking about Imperial Fist tonight, I had to include this.
Okay, so I gotta be honest with you, man. I have not seen. Okay, I've seen them with the black and I'm sorry, the yellow and the red, and I've seen some examples of the yellow and the black, but I've never seen it with the fist black. I've seen it with the yellow. This looks so cool.
It does. It's really good.
It's just look. Okay, here's a front shot here.
Zane says I compare myself to 5-year-olds and feel extra bad. Zane,
it's okay. You're allowed to color your Marines with crayons. You're fine.
That's what I use. Watercolors, man.
That's what I use after watching one of Rob's tutorials. I'm like,
yep.
Well, I can't do that, so I'm going to use these crayons.
Yep. I'm using watercolors because my airbrush.
Yeah, I mean that's a beautiful use of yellow.
Spec says 8th Company Dread. Very cool to know.
I didn't know you guys were specifically talking about fists tonight.
Yep.
But that second picture I sent you, freak. You're gonna freaking love this thing.
Oh, speaking my language.
I picked it because I saw it and I'm like, oh, I gotta show this to freak. I gotta show this to freak.
It's funny because I was telling Mythos, that this is one of the things that I wanted to paint up for my army because with the new rules, this is going to be very, very handy.
You shouldn't even try, freak, because Brian says that. Wow, that dude paints better than you, freak.
Okay, so let me just burn my stuff now. Fire pit starting.
Zane's already got one set up. You just hop on.
Oh yeah, I'll just go over there.
The front shot actually makes you can see the weathering on that pauldron.
Yeah,
so much better. That is a beautiful blend on that shoulder.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at that gradient. That's
Clay Dog loves the base.
Wow, that is.
Zane wants to post something one week, but if I do what I want, my emo Photoshop shown to show I can do something. Yeah, you do good Photoshop work. I didn't read that right, but that's okay. I learned to read once upon a time. Miniatures Paintbrush says, Clay Dog says he loves the base. Miniatures Paintbrush says, delicious brown to yellow transition, and I'm loving the weathering. The metallic edge highlighting. I love the black and yellow color scheme. The base, the rubble, and the checkered marble. That's another thing we didn't talk about. Checkered marble is a skill.
That is a skill.
I'll provide a match. Wow, we're really getting hammered. I think this is because of
I know
Chaplain EMO and having him target him, but he says I'll provide the match for your collection.
Don't make me turn on the music and start clapping again, Brian. Don't you make me do it.
Spec says, man, that's a nice 360, strong and clean.
Yep.
Dave asks which dreadnought it is. It is a Redemptor dreadnought with double. What are the? Oh my God! Right before I started talking, I could remember. It is the. Let
me put it back. Hang on.
Onslaught Gatling cannon.
It's actually what it looks like is they took the easy to build and just moved the pose a little bit.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, the double onslaughts are really great anti-infantry options too, by the way. All right, we're going on to some Orc Love, which is one of the reasons why Brother Brian sent us this.
Brian sent these gorgeous pieces.
No, I love cavalry units, so I thought this was amazing.
I got to be honest with you, man. These were some amazing picks. This is from Minis Morgul. And holy crap. Okay, so...
This person takes great picks, by the way.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Just beautiful, beautiful work.
That with that checkered marble, that dreadnought has broken in. It looks like that dreadnought has broken into Granny's Victorian basement dungeon torture.
What the hell? Who said that?
That was Dave.
And this is why I love Age of
when
Sigmar
she's
Orc.
experienced, she can show you some things. Just to let him into the basement.
Yep. Basement's haunted, by the way.
Zane says, I can't make it one day. Please wait a week before you do that again. Before we do what again?
Is it talking about posting? Posting?
I'm only 1 day in. Okay.
Oh, it does have the rocket pods. Okay, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is pretty cool. A little blood there. How'd that get there?
Like, the head on that boar and that fur, absolutely.
Yeah.
Big D Spec says that's not the easy to build dreadnought because it has the rocket pods.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That rocket pod is so small. I didn't notice that. Yeah. But wow, I mean, this is why I like Age of Sigmar Orcs. That is just, I mean, the pose is gorgeous. The paint job is gorgeous. The base is wonderful. Gosh. I mean, this is what orcs are supposed to be. I mean, really.
Focus on the orc in the room.
Yeah, I love that. I love that spear too. I love it's got just the right amount of blood splatter on it.
Now, this is probably one of my favorites. There is so much dynamics here in this type of work.
This is a pro artist here on that boar rider. Brother Rob says the flesh on the face of the mountain looks so warm and alive, and each one of those hairs are individually picked out. Really well done.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
I want to learn how to do bone like this. This is
that's what I was just thinking. Like the horns there, the bone on the horns.
Yeah,
that looks like amazing transition. The glow on the inside of those sticks too.
Those are femurs, man.
Here's the thing. I can say honestly, guys, bone is actually not as hard as a lot of people think it is. It's a matter of a lot of small layers of transition. But the color scheme is actually really easy to get down. Once you figure it out, it's really, really good.
Yeah, the color scheme is not too bad, but if you look and see how he has the lines, you've got the individual, the scrape lines and the cuts. This looks like it was off of a mammoth. That's how cool it looks.
Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just as a helpful hint, if bone is not as hard as most people think, guys, they make a pill for that can help that.
Why? Do I need to turn the music on and have Brian's wife come running in here?
Hey, if you're going to take those pills, you better wash them down with some Agrax.
Beautiful, beautiful work, man.
All right, so so we got some orc content, and Brian is just cheering, yes, feeling saucy, guys.
Just
glad
beautiful.
we can get you excited, Brother Brian.
Yeah,
that's like rotten bone gone brown. That's interesting tone. But it's kind of, if you think about it, they're harnessing warp energy. So I mean, it kind of makes sense that they would be charred in some areas.
But this is super clean work, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love even his metallic effects. Right, that sword doesn't look like a bright silver; it looks flinty.
Yep. But he did it. Okay, see, when I look at this, I think of World of Warcraft. You know what I mean? That's how cool it looks. It's super clean, man.
Brian says, "Pill taken. Now bring more green. More green."
Wow.
Also says, "Oh, that blade." He says that is fire. I love that armor too. The edge highlighting is so nice on that. With black armor, I really love stark edge highlighting, and I think the sharp edges on orc armor are perfect for this style of. It's almost Tron-like, the edge highlighting. Right.
Let me go back and look and see.
I just keep looking at those bones that he's holding up in the air, and I'm noticing the transitions in the middle of the face, and that's actually really sharp. That he's washing out the bone into the yellow, into the green. It's a really, really well done transition. Yeah.
And don't feel bad, D. I like staring at the bones too.
Yeah.
Last time I'm going to use that joke tonight, guys.
My God.
No promises.
It's also like I'm noticing around the green of the eyes.
Yeah.
Is that like, Lady D?
There is depth there.
No, that's my will.
Yeah.
Hey.
He only introduced her like an hour ago, bro. It hasn't been that long.
No, dude, I've been working, so
I'm just
I
playing
wouldn't
with you.
know.
Oh, the back of the bones.
Yeah, they did a really.
Like you could actually see the like crevices,
the
and it looks really good.
yeah, the coloration looks like they fire hardened the bones. I mean, that's a really
Mhm.
really nice way to do that. I just
Don't forget those 2 links that D sent for Art of the
Yeah,
Week.
I'm doing them right now, actually.
yeah. The thing is, one of them's orcs, and one of them is fists. So
Okay, let me go back. Come on. There we go.
Mythos, do you use the color Bone R? Bone R? I do. It's one of my favorite colors.
My God.
Orcs win, and Sean says, I'm back. What's up? Were you here when we went through your art, my man? I feel bad if we missed you.
We even took our time.
Like, we really took our time because we were running way behind and we haven't got to the main topic yet.
Jeez.
there you go. Do a success. Do an Imperial Fist successor in greens with orcs.
Oh, man. Come on. Are you serious? Is it not going to?
I agree, Dave, my man.
This was dumb.
MJR says, green fists.
Come on. Do this. Do math.
Most people just paint bone ivory and that's it.
No.
Oh, Sean missed. Sean was not back by the time we showed his stuff. I feel bad.
Dude, you got a lot of comments, got a lot of love from the from the group.
You really did. You really did.
Bear with me because it's for some reason it's just taking forever to load. Come on.
All right. Are you as disappointed as I am with the Space Wolves Battle Force box? I have not
No.
what's in it yet.
I'm excited, but I'm cheap. I want 3 of the 4 units in there because I only got back into the world 6 months ago. So I'm excited. I understand why people are disappointed, but I want Wolfen. I really want an Iron Priest, and I really want that flyer.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I did see that the flyer was in there. I already own one of each of the flyers.
Okay, so bear with me because I need to do something else because I know Brian's still watching and let's see, where's it at?
But I can understand if somebody got like the last Wolf box 2 years ago, it would be disappointing because it just I appreciate that. Robert. That's the thing. That base, I am trying to find something to put on that base that you sent me because I want to put something epic. So I'm going to probably end up doing something for my D&D campaign on it because I can't find anything on that 60 millimeter that's just worthy of that beautiful piece. So I'm thinking I'm going to stick like a golem or some sort of something I can put some of my rune work to test with, so it'll be worthy of it.
Okay, so this right here, I
Brother
dedicated
Rob,
to.
can't wait to paint them up, Big D.
Yeah.
This is for Brian. Let's give it up for Brian. Little orc love for Brian. All the orc goodness you can handle. Hand check, Brian.
Boing, boing, boing. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That is like every inch of the board covered in orcs. And orcses.
I mean, it's like somebody took a box full of orcs and just say, shoop. There's my army.
Me, not that kind of orc.
Kill it. Mamacita. Jane says no. Spec says, wow. Brian again. Hello, baby. Meow. Wow.
Where's your wife?
Yeah, wow. He's talking in orc. We gotta go.
Brian for people who need help. Rob says 10K points.
Oh my gosh.
Brian says pinky panky.
All right. Holy cow. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna keep that up because I'm pretty excited about this next one, so why not? Let's see here. And this one's for me. Little Fist Love.
That's
And
all.
there you go. Little Yellow Fist.
That is an amazing banner.
It is an amazing banner. This was actually very well done. Gritty as heck.
Elstonation, my man. Good to see you.
I really wish this head would have been on Tor Garradon. You know, I kind of like this guy better.
Well,
You ever play
here's the
the
thing.
Street Fighter 2?
Talking to the
Yeah.
guy,
It looks like Guile got old enjoying the space marine.
I hate you.
talking to the guy that did this custom piece. That head is actually a Space Wolf head that he shaved down a little bit and used some green stuff on to make him just leave the big epic mustache on him. That banner is made from tissue paper, not tissue paper, toilet paper
What?
with a streak of wire through it because he wanted to make a Primaris champion.
That's crazy, man. That's a lot of ingenuity. I mean, that's straight up crazy.
The thing that gets me the most about it is the fact that he painted the banner
Yeah.
after he built it.
Wow.
So he put that symbol on there, painted it that
That
way.
is insane. Gorgeous work. That's incredible.
Oh, I didn't even see it come up. That orc army that was up there.
Yep.
That is 80,000 points of orc.
Holy cow.
The one in the back, that huge titan in the back.
Yep, switching it back right now.
Now this guy is the guy that did this orc army. His name is Ear Guts on Reddit. He is a big supporter of the 40K channel on Reddit and the orc army. On most of those builds of the bigger stuff are all custom builds of his.
Oh wow.
That in the back, they took a Titan and orcified it.
Nice.
He's trying to get some pieces done because they have a big event, a big charity event they're doing in February, and he wants to be able to put 100,000 points of orcs down on the table.
Wow. Oh man, dude. That's crazy.
But that thing in the back, that is in scale with a Mars pattern Titan.
Wow. That's
That's
just
cool.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
There you go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Art of the Week.
And I only sent you the one picture. He actually was posting a bunch of his custom beasts in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a replacement for one of his trucks. That's a giant mechanical orcified rhino. And I don't mean rhino like in the vehicle.
Right.
I mean, it's a rhinoceros.
Oh.
But it's a huge mecha. It's just, this guy's work is amazing, the stuff he does. Apparently he's been building this orc stuff for the last 20 years.
Very nice. I tell you what, man, I have not seen Brian this happy. This is the most chatty I have seen him on the channel in a long time.
Well, my brother, you want to do some Chaplain emo, and then we can get to our main topic?
Let's do it. You know, we always got to get some Chaplain emo love. You know, we need
By the way, we
that.
love seeing Elstonation in the chat. Thanks you for joining us, my brother.
Welcome to the place, man. Yes, happy. Don't screw it up. Oh no, it's not us. No, we never. We are professionals, Brian. We aim to please. And that's why we're now going to get started here with Chaplain EMO, because Chaplain is our he's the voice of the Emperor, right? Everybody knows that. All right, here we go, guys. Chaplain EMO.
You don't know how to feel, just count on Chaplain EMO and his joy will make you squeal. So when the world is down, you want to scream, just listen to the words of Chaplain EMO.
And as always, we why on EMO? I just lost it. Yeah, well, I don't know what to say, Zane. That's hope you got some cabbie wipes or something. Take care of that.
Wow.
Get a mop.
I mean, most people else nation couldn't sleep, so he thought he'd catch up with his guys across the pond. See, man.
Hey, man. So, Chaplain EMO.
Brian says this part of the show always sucks.
So, Chaplain EMO, why are we here? Mythos, why are we here?
That's the great question.
That is a really good question.
I think only someone who has the soul of the Emperor speaking through him can answer a big question like that.
That's a good question. Let's see what he says.
Men, why are we here? We are here.
Here to hear you why.
No, that is not right. We are here to... Yes, we're here to hear me whine.
Well.
Yeah. Anyways.
That's a thing.
So, Freak, would you like to pay some bills here?
I sure would like to. Let's do my because I like a little side music here. That kind of almost disturbing. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let this thing kind of move along here. By the way, I want to thank everybody on our Patreon that support us. I want to remind you that you too can support us on Patreon. Something as low as $1, as high as $100,000. That's right. You can support this channel and be a part of the Patreon family. We've got a lot of really cool stuff there. Here we go, guys. Patreon shout-outs. And it is not August. So this is old as crap, but we still have our supporters, starting with Wolfguard level. Brother Archer. Grey Hunter level. Inquisitor Zane. Brother Roxas. And Bloodclaw level. The man himself, Chief Live Gaming. Again, guys, thank you so much for your support. We've kind of talked about this earlier in the stream. These donations help not only content, but help us continue to build the... I can't continue like this if you're going to bust out laughing like this. Jesus.
Sorry. It's Brian.
Of course it's Brian. He's pretty pissed about emo right now.
Although we did put on a bunch of orcs right before that, so
we did. So you know what? Hey, you take the emo and you like it.
Also, Brian said, Brother Rob says, you want some cheese with that wine?
So anyway, guys, thank you so much for your support. You know what? It definitely helps the channel. It helps us do what we do, and it helps us to give back to the community. So thank you so much, guys.
Definitely want to reiterate that anyone, even for $1, can get access to all the tutorials that we do there, and Freak just put out one on how to do the reflection window effect on a canopy. So if you got some flyers you're building, you want Storm Talon, Storm Ravens, a Xiphon Interceptor, which really rocks on the table. He's got a great tutorial for that.
Yep, put that together, and it only takes about 10 minutes, something really simple. And then eventually it will make its way to our YouTube. Everybody can check it out, but it's first in priority to our Patreon.
Big D, Inquisitor Zane says, you may need you to cover up during the stream so that way he can make it through without getting too excited.
Oh my God.
The man can't help it. He's attractive, Zane. Don't judge him for it.
Here's the thing. I am comfortable with my skin.
Oh yeah,
and that's all right.
So is the rest of us. That's why your channel's so popular, my friend.
Yep. Hey,
We're
where's the music?
with your skin too.
Hey. Oh yeah.
Lily just walked by and we're just walking by. Hilarious.
Yeah, when you walk into that conversation that's out of context, it's not surprising. It's confusing.
Guys, it's only awkward if we let her be awkward.
That's right.
Freak, can I get some music for the 100% true Elstonation fact this week?
Absolutely. Let me let's get some jam in
24,
here.
right?
Yeah, let me get some jam in here. Hang on. Here we go, man. Oh, we got it rocking now, baby.
You ready?
Do it, my man.
All right, guys, we have researchers, scientists, historians that really work hard to bring us 100% true, fact-checked Elstonation facts.
And he said
every
hard.
year. And Elstonation fact number 24 is Americans purchase nearly 600 million pounds of candy every year for Halloween.
Whoa! That's a lot of candy.
600 million pounds. That is still fewer than the number of models that Elstonation can crank out by Halloween each year.
Holy cow. And I blame the beard. I blame the beard, dude. It's the beard. Holy freaking cow, dude.
Guys, and that is 100% true Elstonation fact number 24. Please join us next week when we bring you Elstonation fact number 25.
Many lost their lives bringing us this information.
So, without further ado, we have a main topic tonight, don't we, Freak? We're really excited to talk about something.
We does, man. We're actually we're gonna talk about some Imperial Fist thing. Leave Emo behind. God, he hates Emo. What the heck? Oh man, where is my? Here we go. So pretty stoked, man. So happy. Let me give you a shot of what I have in front of me. Everybody can see. As you can see, I've got two lovely things here.
Whoop.
Got my Imperial Fist Codex supplement, and of course I have the new Codex Space Marine Codex. So we went to the game on Saturday. We originally went to go and debut his White Scars. His White Scars did a really great job, by the way. But I pre-ordered my Imperial Fist Codex supplement, and I went to go pick it up. The only thing is that I didn't get a chance to review any of it, of course, because I hadn't picked it up yet. I haven't seen it. Yeah, Mythos just plug pulled. I guess he didn't want to listen to me rant about my Imperial Fist. Anyway, so I got pretty excited. I get there, and man, of course it was grueling. I got my butt tore up because really I didn't know the rules. There's a lot of stuff that I could have used and I did not. but really, really super excited with what the Imperial Fists are bringing on, especially with their amazing warlord traits, their chapter tactics. Welcome back, brother.
Thank you.
And definitely the relics. A combination of all of these are just going to make, or have made, the Imperial Fist absolutely mental. Gorgeous, gorgeous work, man. So Mitha's run off. We're gonna have to put like a picture of Zane. We just pop him on every time somebody plugs pull. That's Zane that's gonna pop up in there. So I wonder if he's gonna like that.
I think I'm gonna have to custom build and paint me an Imperial Zane figure just for my guys.
Exactly. But so this week, of course, the game was definitely one-sided. I have to say, it was like what 8-1. I mean, it was
For the longest time, you brought it up to 8-3 at the end.
Oh yeah. So that's all I remember was just the shellacking that I got.
Part of it, though, you just really got unlucky with your card draws.
Yeah, card draws and dice.
Dice.
My dice rolls
You
horrible.
rolled better than you usually do, but you also rolled worse than you usually do.
Yeah. Yeah, but overall,
saving more than half of the wounds from Icon on your Contemptor with only a 5-up invol.
That was like unusual. Yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, that was really, really odd. That was kind of weird. But I tell you what, I definitely took that to heart. First of all, I loved how the White Scars played. I love those minis. I love how they look. Great stuff. But here's the thing, and I did something different. I took a completely different army than I normally would, meaning that my list, I typically bring a very heavy weaponry, very heavy vehicle list. And Mythos would typically bring a very heavy infantry or cavalry. Not so much infantry, but mostly cavalry, and fast attack. So I did a little role reversal, and I took more infantry than anything else, and that bit me in the butt. It did not work. He had his cavalry there, and they just ate my freaking lunch. My aggressors did a little bit of damage, but again, getting their butts chewed up by these by the Thunderwolf cavalry, and
I think too their slower movement kind of hampered them because they were stuck on the other side of terrain.
Right, exactly, yeah, and so that
didn't really utilize their line of sight.
Right, and the thing is, had I known some of these, some of these abilities from the Imperial Fist, I am pretty sure that I could have probably just kept them at bay. Not only that, if I would have brought a better list, this list wasn't really well thought out. I'll be honest with you. If I would have brought my typical list, I think I probably would have had a better chance. That's just not even knowing the new rules.
Now, one interesting thing with the new rules, a lot of battle reports and stuff like that are running like mostly infantry lists. However, I think you may have said it early on.
Yeah.
For your Imperial Fist, it may be time to let your tacticals, give the stage over to some intercessors, because the extra range really would have helped you out in our meeting. Your tacticals couldn't reach my intercessors, but man, my intercessors and of course that land speeder kept mowing through their wounds.
Man, the intercessors was reaching out and touching someone, man. I was like, what the heck? And you're right, my poor, look, here's the thing. I've always loved my tacticals. I've brought my tacticals to every fight because it's a great distraction, But
Zane keeps saying, Will, where's the blanket? Cover up too much sexy on the screen.
So stupid. Over the head.
I'm sorry, I can't deny the crown of my father.
So since that game, how much have you been able to go through the book and really read over it?
Oh, I spent the entire week at work. Right between tickets, between service calls, between tickets, I've been like, okay, my phone's going off, I'm like, okay, they're gonna wait. Let me see,
I'll be honest, I was reading over like some just the spoiler stuff for it because I don't play Fists, but I know a lot of people that do, so I kind of wanted to know what I'm going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
And their psychic abilities, one of their new psychic abilities just kind of jumped out at me. They've got a psychic ability that lets them basically bring a building down on top of you.
Right.
That's just wrong. I mean, that just seems wrong.
Right.
Oh,
It's part of the geokinesis discipline, which is ridiculous.
It's like we're gonna ignore the fact that you're in cover, but if you're stupid enough to stay in cover, now we're gonna knock the building down on top of you, you big dummy.
Yep, it's called rack and ruin. Yep, and they actually pull the entire building around you, and if you're anywhere near that building within a certain a certain distance, you get hurt. You definitely get roll for mortal wounds.
Yeah.
That's just a librarian, dude. The current abilities, things like okay, first of all, the warlord traits themselves. Like for example, Lysander by himself takes Indomitable. Okay, and that in itself basically makes him almost invincible. So let's say you roll a roll of 1 to 3. Well, it fails. It fails. It literally fails. You do not wound him. You just can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny thing, and guys, keep in remember, we're two ADD guys. I have ADHD and I have classic ADD, and two ADD guys playing together 3 times, twice during the game and once afterwards. Freak goes, man, I keep shortchanging myself. You can't wound Lysander because he ignores wounds on 1 through 3 if he's the warlord. Freak, that's not your warlord. You picked the lieutenant for your warlord. Oh, right. Next time he said it, I'm like, Freak, he's not your warlord, and I'm not attacking him anyways. I'm attacking everyone else because Lysander's hard to kill. Oh, right. the Monday after the game, man, I shortchanged myself. Lysander as a warlord ignores wounds on 1 through 3. I was like, Freak.
Did you get the Primaris new guy for the?
No, I hadn't gotten Tor Garathon yet.
Man, but after watching some battle reports,
you're getting him.
Yeah, I sure as hell am, man.
Because that fist, oh my god, that fist,
dude!
You're gonna walk up to a freaking knight and uppercut that thing like you're not like your Guile, but more like your Ryu.
Dude, that basically happened. That happened in a bat rep I was watching, and he basically punched a spleen out of a major player. It's like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. And that
running around and just one-shotting tanks. Get out.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love the fact that all the factions of Marines
so
it's finally worth playing.
Yeah. You're talking about strength 12. Strength freaking 12 for that fist, right? Because it's times 3, right? It's the hand of defiance, hands at times 3, minus 3 AP, and just 3 wounds, right? 3 damage rather.
It's the thing. As far as I know, from a couple of people I was talking to, it is the single biggest, baddest melee weapon in the game.
Yeah.
Well, for infantry.
Period.
For infantry, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, if you consider, okay, you know what he can go toe-to-toe with. He can go against land raiders. He can go against knights, practically, and just about any vehicle. He is a vehicle destroyer, man.
Yeah.
You know?
He just runs, I mean, he's like a smash captain, but with their abilities, I mean, it's just, oh my God.
And so I mean, this is crazy. And of course, he gets the Siege Master Warlord trade. So basically, he gets, you add 1 to the wound rolls to any building or vehicle. So he would add additional wound. So this guy's a beast. He's a walking tank.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
He walks around punching tanks out. You get out of my way. You get out of my way.
It's insane, and that's not even adding any of the relics, because you can slap a relic on.
Well, actually relics on named characters.
Not on named characters.
yeah.
I'm saying if on another character, like say if I want to bring in a Primaris captain that I put together, slap a relic on that bad boy, and holy crap, this guy is, So there's so much that you can do.
I had the immediate thought with that trait, that warlord trait,
Yeah.
making your warlord an Imperial Fist smash captain, where he's got the +1 to hit versus vehicles. Considering all you want a smash captain to do is there to get rid of vehicles, that's just wrong. And it's, I mean, it's beautiful. Again, after a couple of years of hearing that Marines have just been bottom of the barrel,
right,
unless they were Robbie G and the Ultras,
right.
I love the fact that now everybody's back in play.
I love the fact, and this is where I've seen him combined with. I have seen him accompanied by scores of aggressors and some crazy Centurions, especially the Devastators. Oh God, that
heavy bolter and a hurricane bolter to take advantage of the bolter buffs.
Oh my goodness! And then you have the so you've got the bolter drill discipline, right? So you roll a 6, that's an additional hit, and then you bring a lieutenant out there with you.
Yeah.
We roll ones, 2 wounds,
and you look at it that way. I mean, you almost want to kind of stick, instead of the rapid fire intercessors, the heavy bolter intercessors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's some real damn. I mean, and the range.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. And the crazy thing, and that's what I was telling Mythos, is his intercessors. Dude, his intercessors were popping me left and right, and they were sitting way at the other end of the freaking table. I was like, what the hell?
Again,
he was just picking me off.
I love my tacticals. As a wolf, I love my tacticals.
Yeah.
But I hate to say it, I got to agree with you at this point. I mean, I love my Grey Hunters, but the intercessors do everything the Grey Hunters do, but better. And that's sad to admit. It's sad to admit, but it's getting to be true.
The only thing Grey Hunters shine at is specifically if you are running them as plasma spam Grey Hunters.
Yeah.
Even then,
I need to retire him, dude. I need to.
For every 5 guys?
With one plasma rifle, you can put a combi plasma on the pack leader, and then one guy can take a plasma pistol.
Yeah.
So it's 4 shots of plasma for 5
again,
guys.
the big thing you can do with them, and again, this is something to think about. The reason you keep your tacticals is you can put them in a drop pod.
Yeah. That's about it.
That is one real good use for tacticals at this point. In fact, you could stick them in a drop pod, and on turn 1, stick them in their face somewhere.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and it'd be a good distraction, I guess. I
don't know about a distraction. If you're using them with a drop pod, now you're kind of throwing them on one of the rear points, and now you're giving them a pincer they got to deal with, because if they don't deal with it, again, if you're doing it with heavy plasma or a rocket launcher, good weapons, they've got less wounds, but they've got good weapons over there, and they're still Imperial Fists. They still get all the benefits of Imperial Fists in your case. And you got the guys back here with the 36-inch range rifle shooting at them.
Right.
I see how that can actually be that can actually be pretty bad.
I thought of that. My concern is this, especially when you play against a Space Wolf player like I have, as long as I've been, you kind of get to learn a little of the nuances, like, okay, cavalry, he's making, oh God, he's at my face now, he is killing me, I'm dead. It's the fast attack cavalry that always gets my little guys. Always. Okay. It doesn't matter how much firepower I get. I have tried, and that's another thing. I have tried different things, different tactics to get help them outlive these attacks. And I'll bring them out, and all of a sudden, Mythos comes as just eating them.
Flamers.
Yeah, there it is, but you
I
can
mean,
only
there-
have one flamer though. You can't.
No, again, you have the flamer, you
Mhm.
got the combi flamer, you
Right,
got 2 per 5.
right. Yeah,
So I mean, it's not great, but at the same time,
some level of
again, you go back.
survivability. Yeah,
Yeah, why are you sticking them back there?
yeah,
Flamers, and again, none of the new Marines can actually use flamers at this point, which I think is kind of weird. I mean,
yeah.
the flamer's been like a standard weapon all this time, and none of the new Marines use flamers.
Yeah, only specifics. That's the crazy. Like you have to actually have aggressors in order to be able to,
Yeah.
do a lot of flame damage. So it's pretty interesting. But I'll be honest with you, the intercessors I think is the way to go for now. And of course, yeah, I think I think
Great.
I really think that there's. I'll find a way to include my poor tacticals, but right now I got to concentrate on these intercessors because doing great. So.
Brian is under attack from a slumber party.
Yeah, I saw that.
The other thing, and again, this is just because I've been messing with lots of different figures with my own wolves.
Yeah.
Have you really looked at the what are they called? The infiltrators.
Okay.
The reason I say it is that because the way you can put them down, they don't have the long range like the intercessors, but doing an automatic wound on the 6 and being able to put them up on the board as a forward unit.
Yep.
Scout move.
Yep.
I mean, again, I think that's the one thing that a lot of people, because everybody's like, oh, all these Primaris are all the same. They're really not. They're really different.
Right. You're right.
Very, very different.
You're absolutely right.
Especially from old Marines.
Yep.
They've got some very different abilities.
Yep.
Again, I've been trying to look at a build where I've been looking at using my 3 troops for a regular battalion size, using 3 groups of infiltrators, putting them forward, and instead of using the helix, use the communications array. And that gets overlooked a lot. The communications array, as long as you have a Phobos captain or lieutenant on the field, they're considered in range.
Yeah. That's insane, man.
Having 3 guys right up in somebody's face, re-rolling ones to hit, re-rolling ones to wound.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Hey, Lars, how are you, man? Brother Lars is in the chat. How are you, brother?
Lars.
He says, I don't want you to get one, but do you have a Thunderfire cannon?
I have one.
Not yet.
I bought it for my Ultramarines, but I think I may toss it in with my scars.
So I'll toss this out there for you. Tell me what you think, Big D. So something I was talking to Methus about it. This is kind of my plan of what I like to do, because I really have watched a couple of bat reps, and I like the way they're set up. So some of the key players definitely are aggressors. Gotta have aggressors. These aggressors are just crazy with their bolter gauntlets. They're just nuts, and of course their Flagstorm grenade launchers are just beast mode. Okay, now add to that. Okay, of course your Primaris lieutenant to kind of go along with your normal troop. Probably adding them to the intercessors. Kind of help them go around with that, and then apply a dreadnought. Bring your and of course I'm going to draw a blank. I just freaking drew a blank. What?
A Redemptor?
The Redemptor, yeah. Get a massive Redemptor dreadnought to really go along with, behind the Centurions with Tor Garadon. Oh my gosh. That's like, dude, that's a hurricane. I mean, I cannot imagine the amount of firepower that's going to bring, and survivability. Because that's been always my biggest issue. Is like, will I survive this campaign? And of course it really depends on the type of game you're playing, right? So if you're playing 3-card objective, tactical objective, or if you're playing the relic or something like that, the comet, whatever, it really just depends on that. I mean, Mythos does a really good job about. Sure, he might lose the short game, but he's winning in points with objectives. He's really good at that, because he's using his fast attack and grabbing his objectives. And meanwhile, I'm, picking stuff off. But by the time, turn 5 rolls around, he won.
Yeah.
But in a match to match, how well am I fitting my fists? And lately, I mean, this last game was just bad. It was just poor planning. I wasn't sure what I was taking, and I was kind of a little worried because here he was taking his his white scars, and I'm like, I wasn't sure what to really pair him off against. So I'm bringing a lot of fush loggers. I'm thinking, okay, surely I can do something, and I completely forgot he was bringing his flyer. Dude, his flyer came around, swooped in, first turn, destroyed my Land Raider Crusader, just made mincemeat out of a couple of the models. I was like, son of a gun. So, of course, I mean, I had laid all my firepower against that thing, dropped him down the last tier, and he still gets away and goes kill something else. Like, it's like, ah. So, yeah, I was pretty salty. I was like, this.
Like, he's hitting on 5s now. It should be fine.
So anyway, yeah, like to answer your question, yeah, this whole week, man, like I said, I work in IT and I'm taking calls. Of course, I had to go out on the floor and help out, but man, I was every chance I had, I was like, holy cow, I could have used this. I could use that too.
I'll be honest, and I'm sure Ethos agrees with me. I'm waiting for them to come up with the new Wolf book.
Oh yeah, Dave asked when we think we're going to see another one of those. Unfortunately, we were the last codex to come out, so I think it'll still be some time.
Okay,
get a 2.0.
Unsubstantiated rumor. Small unsubstantiated rumor. I don't want to give away too much information because the information's not complete yet, but there was a leak of stuff that's coming up. And supposedly one of the new box sets that's coming up for Psychic Awakening is the Wolf box. And as I understand it, it's going to be either Wolves and Orcs or Wolves and somebody else. But I'm pretty sure it was Wolves and Orcs. And from what this leak was saying, that's when we're going to get our book. So it's probably like another 9 months out. But they got to get us a new book. They got to get us a new book.
I mean, honestly, we kind of just got one. I personally don't foresee it for a while. 9 months, maybe, minimum.
Yeah, that like I said, that's what they were saying. Because somebody got a hold of a release schedule and it has been shown around, and they've been dead accurate for the last month and a half now on the release schedule and the prices and everything. So the look is that Black Templars are the next box, and then there's going to be, I guess they're talking a Blood Angel box, and it's going to be Blood Angels and Nids, and then after that, the last one's going to be Orcs and Space Wolves.
That will be interesting.
Yeah. Dogan.
She was staring at me at the through the glass.
About time they fixed my wolves. I have to say, I mean, the last codex really, as much as everybody complains, and no, they're not winning tournaments or anything, but as far as standard play goes, I mean, they really buffed up, in my opinion, wolves from what they were before.
Oh, I don't have really any complaint. I mean, yeah, they're not in.
Did you play Codex Wolves, brother?
Yeah, I play Codex Wolves, and here's the thing. Yeah, they're not going to win at an ITC competitive level, but I've been playing them at a casual store level, playing them, and when the new Marine rules came out that give them that +1 attack on the charge, they became terrors. They became absolute terrors. You got +1 to hit because they're Space Wolves, and now they get an extra attack. Absolutely monstrous. That extra attack is so huge, especially when you can go, I'm going to fight again.
Absolutely.
If you're playing your wolves right, that's what you're doing. You're jumping from unit to unit, charging. So
I felt like they went from Codex Wolves, Cavalry were unplayable, even though I kept running them because I love the models.
Oh, the best. They're just
and-
gorgeous. I have a group of just the regular wolves, and I don't care if they're worthless. I love them. They're beautiful.
And I felt like they became playable again when they got that +1 to hit, because you can run Power Fist. You're the only army that can run Power Fist and Thunderhammers with no minus. You know,
Yeah.
I felt like that was a big boost to them. And then when they got Shock Assault, I felt that was another big boost. So I feel like, I mean, compared to where they came from pre-Codex release, they've gotten a lot of good shit.
The people I hear complaining about the wolves, honestly, the people I hear complaining are the people that want to play them at a competitive level, and it's the unfortunate reality that, in a game system where there's 30 factions, not every faction is going to be at the top all the time. It's just the reality of it. Again, going back to what we were talking about earlier with Magic the Gathering, Blue Black may be a lot of fun to play, but it's not going to win any tournaments.
Mm.
I
something interesting that Inquisitor Zane says, fix the bikes,
I don't disagree with. I do not understand why as soon as they released Primaris, why don't Primaris have bikes? Bikes have been part of the Marines. They were the first actual released figure vehicle. I mean, we talked about the main vehicles, but the first thing they actually released were bikes. Why don't we have Primaris bikes? They like hover bikes. They just made, when they made the Custodians in 2nd edition, they gave them hover bikes.
Yeah.
They've got hover bikes in what do you call it? In 30K. Why don't we have Primaris bikes? There's no reason not.
Yeah. And I think it would be, you know what, who knows? They may actually bring that out because, I mean, they're prioritizing everything else. So I don't know. I mean, it's a good fast attack. If you imagine, having these Primaris, bike riders, that would be pretty amazing. That would be epic. Are you kidding me? Dude, do you know how quickly people would run to get that? I sure as hell would.
Especially if they made the bikes hover bikes that were the same style as the repulsor.
The repulsor,
So it's got the double skins on the front. I'd be like, all right, I'm buying a box. I'm building the crap out of that. I don't care how many it takes. I'm going to build them.
Yep. I think that would be epic, man. That would go.
Although I would regret all these bikes I've picked up for my White Scars.
Honestly, that's one of the most beautiful things I loved about the 7th edition box. Again, that was one of the things that got me into playing 8th. A friend of mine gifted me a 7th edition box, and it's got a squad of the Dark Angels bikers in that box. And those are just beautiful models.
They are.
Absolutely gorgeous models.
I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick if you guys don't mind. By the way,
do it.
James says Primaris Wolf Riders. Oh my God.
And Zane, I got to quick say, Zane, you are correct. Hellblasters need another option. They need to give them some variety.
Really?
Yeah.
One of the most
popular. Instead of asking to give us Meltas, or how about they give,
the most popular unit in Primaris right now? They need more?
Well,
I'll tell you why they need something other than those plasmas. Those plasmas are over expensive, and those are too fragile. I think that's the biggest.
I don't know about that, man. Every time I've taken my Hellblasters, I'll be honest with you, Mythos, that's the first thing Mythos tries to take out, and it takes him forever to do so.
I mean, because you put them in cover, they got that 2-up save. That's pretty good.
That's just it. You put them in cover, and they've got such a reach. It's ridiculous, and you're zapping stuff that's like all the way on the other side of the board. It's like
they're only squishy if you tend to overcharge them.
I guess I've never been able to have them last past round 2 ever. And usually they're dead on round 1. I put them on the board, they get nuked.
Yeah, I never put them. Yeah, You're right. I never put them on open fields because to me, I kind of, you know what really got me thinking about their particular tactic is when I was playing Devastators. For me, playing Devastators, like a Devastator squad, all the heavy weapons. Yeah. Once you move them, it's like you can't really do much. You lose your So I would position my devastators and just have them fire off from long distance. And I'm thinking, okay, I started using that same tactic with my Hell Blasters, and it's fantastic. Their survivability's, definitely better. You got your additional for your cover, and dude, and Mythos always asks me, are you gonna overpower? Are you gonna overcharge? Like, no, I don't need to. I'm gonna blast her face off from 40 miles away. It's like,
now you see,
turn one.
maybe that's the thing I did wrong then. Well, that's the other thing I did.
yeah.
That actually made it work for me too. I had an extra captain. I got the anniversary captain with the power fist and the plasma pistol.
Yeah.
I stuck him with them and overcharged.
Oh no!
They reroll those ones.
No! Mistakes were made.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, we're now firing them overcharged, and we're gonna have a day. And because I'm playing wolves, if you're dumb enough to charge in on me, I got a fist for you. How you doing?
No,
The
man.
problem with that they're already kind of an expensive unit, but to me, they're an expensive unit that always make their points back.
Yeah.
If you're sticking a captain with them,
Yep.
you're increasing that by another 100 points, and then it really starts to not pay for itself.
I'll be honest with you, man. When I stuck them up in the top of a little ledge or on top of a building, for me, they're better than scouts.
Okay.
They've got that reach, and man, just that plasma, the AP. You got the AP, and you got your strength. You -4, and then you got your strength, dude. It's like, yeah, I could pretty much shoot at anything, and Mythos hates them.
And remember what I said earlier, though. I play against the main guy I play against that plays
Yeah.
is playing Imperial Fists.
No,
So I stuck him up back there with cover, and guess what? He shot the crap out of him. Hey.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, hey, I got some plasma up there. Bang, bang, bang. Shit.
Yeah. Cover and fists. That's a really good chapter tactic. All right, so back to the chat. So
Yep.
you were talking about how tacticals are overtaken by how good Primaris are. Rob says that's really sad because I haven't painted a single Primaris Marine yet, and my entire army is little guys. It's no wonder I haven't won a real game yet. Brother, I can't wait till you use those newly painted Thunderbolt Cavalry and tell me how they do, because I love those guys. Just remember your extra attack from Shock Assault. Remember your extra that you're hitting on threes, even with your Thunderhammers and Power Fists. And I mean, that they will put in some work. And always remember your extra attacks from your mount.
And that's the thing. Don't think those little guys are bad. Those little guys are still great. I mean,
I've never believed in tacticals, but if you say so. I'm actually taking a battalion of them freaks, by the way, though. Tomorrow's game versus Atlas, I've got 10 Blood Claws and 5 Grey Hunters coming.
I think you'll do really well.
Here's the one benefit the other benefit the tacticals have over the big guys. I can put a Rhino on the table, put 10 guys in that thing, and run them across the field.
Yep.
What am I going to do? 5 guys in the back of a really expensive vehicle?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can, again, drop pods, Rhinos. Tacticals have their place in the game.
Yeah.
It's just the Primaris guys just add to what you gotta look at what are you building at. If you've got all old Marines, then you gotta play to their strengths. And they do have strengths over the Primaris. If you're playing like my wolves are almost entirely Primaris wolves. So I gotta play to their strengths. So I can't say I don't think there are any bad units, because I still don't think scouts are worth their points, and I would never waste my points on scouts anymore ever again.
If you're playing against Imperial Fists, freak.
So here's the thing. Okay, and I actually had a debate with Steve from who took my dice, right? Because he loves scouts, and he was going on and on about how scouts in 8th edition with with their sniper rifles are amazing, because of course you can peg any character, right? You could take out any character with a sniper rifle. All right, so just because he's he's a warlord, okay, I'll take him. I never ever could get any kind of anything from my scouts with snipers. I could never get them to do anything for me at all. 8th edition was the worst for my scouts. Dude, they were absolutely miserable. They were better in 7th edition, I believe, but in 8th edition, they were horrible. So you know what I did? Pulled the stupid snipers rifles off. I'm thinking, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and just utilize Bolt of Discipline, and they're going to all have bolters. Screw it. They actually did better with the bolters than they did with snipers. And they were pegging off the beats. Like, what the hell? So, you know, of course, I don't think they will ever come as close to Reavers as anything else.
That's exactly it. You got the Reavers to get in there and get in people's face, and the Eliminators.
Yeah.
Now, I've been using Eliminators lately, and those things, if I want to snipe somebody, I'm going to shoot somebody with a weapon that's actually going to kill them, you know?
Yeah, I've always said Eliminators are what Sniper Scout should always have been.
Insane,
other comments, of course, Meek says, Rune Priest. Rob says he'll get to it when he gets motivated. Big D, are you on Instagram? We pull from his Instagram all the time.
Yep.
Yes, Dealthagar, Dealthagar. I'll put it in the chat.
Sweet. I really like James' idea for Primaris Thunderwolves. Hellblasters, we talked about it. I don't think I've painted my bike. Man, I love painting bikes.
Oh man,
I get into it.
That's the one thing I got to get for my. It's the one thing I got to get for my new force, because you would appreciate this, Mythos, because I started off getting back with all the Primaris. I've gone back and I'm now building a second brigade, because I've got one brigade of Primaris wolves. I'm now building a brigade of old Marine wolves using, and that's what I want to do. I want to get, I've got my Blood Claws, I've got some Gray Hunters. I'm painting them in a slightly different color scheme. They're actually a black with the wolf head in red.
Nice.
And I want to get bikes to go with my wolves, because I want to run.
You can't just run your color scheme on a man.
3 wolves, 3 squads of wolves, and 3 squads of bikes, and use that as a major fast attack force for them.
Very nice. Very nice, dude.
Let's see. Zane says, I've been saying Grav for a while. It was newly introduced, and they did next to nothing with it. Grav would be a really cool to be introduced to the Primaris guys, I think. They're giving Hellblasters impulsors. They should have Grav or the impulsor to ride in. That'll be cool. Awesome. Follow me.
I appreciate you. Atomic Dog just said he's dropping on my, he's following on my Instagram. I appreciate you.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I try to get, every time I paint stuff, and I'm no Elstonation, and I would never claim to be, but I am a pretty fast and prolific painter. So I try to get pictures up there probably about once a week or a couple times a week. Lately, because I've been sick, my output has gone down. But to give you an idea here, you talk about Mythos, you don't like the building or it gets on your nerves. I was sick, so I kind of can do it mindlessly. I was sitting at my desk, kind of paying no attention to much of nothing on Monday night, and I built the entirety of the box of Soul Wars.
Oh, wow.
In one sitting.
That's amazing.
You know who reminds me of Richard? That's what he does.
Oh, yeah.
You remind me so much of Richard. It's ridiculous, dude. Richard from the Nerd Life. Yeah, he is literally a prolific assembler. This guy is a machine.
You follow as well, Big D.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I should show you guys. I did this the last 2 nights. I'm working on my Imperial Guard army.
Oh.
And that's 3 rhinos, and they're fully magnetized.
Wow. Holy cow.
And that's 2 nights of work. They're built and primed and ready to bring out the airbrush on them.
No thanks. No. Yeah, see, 1 would be a week for me. No.
I did.
Crazy.
my brother who taught me modeling when I was very young, it got to be with me. It's like building them. That's just the part you got to get through till you can get to the good part of painting them. So it's, I can look at a frame and just kind of go, okay, boom, done. And half the time I'm just looking at what they're supposed to look like, and I can get them together.
Nice. Big D, you're getting a lot of push to get those done and get them painted, man. If you do, would you mind please sending us the pics so we can share with the group?
Oh,
they're,
man,
they're dying
like,
for it.
This is going to be, because I'm finally getting well again. This is going to be a big. I've spent so much time painting. I mean, I should say building and priming. I've got my project's like, it's just awful right now. I got about 2,000 points of Stormcast to paint. I've got about 1,500 points worth of Imperial Guard to paint, including those 3 tanks, all ready to go. I mean, I just assembled 6 infantry squads because I'm building a brigade of Imperial Guard.
Whoa, Big D, you just got the attention of the Elster Nation. He said that's pretty good pace for assembling and painting. Dang.
From the master himself.
From the man himself, dude.
Appreciate that, Elster Nation.
Holy cow. Now, for me, I'm like, all right, where's the rest of the pieces go? I'm completely...
Just getting a couple intercessors and inceptors done for tomorrow's game. That's been like, wow, this may be the fastest I've worked.
I mean, these... I started off with these guys, the Griffhounds that I'm making. This is an hour. They're about 75% done. That's an hour.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And I mean build, prime, paint, everything. It's an hour.
That's crazy.
And that's, I guess, honestly, part of that's the fact is that I have a mental difference between showpiece quality, table quality.
Sure.
Yeah, my table quality is higher than just slap the paint on it.
Right.
You know, I'm not just putting crap on the table, but
I feel targeted by that.
No. I'm just saying, you could have put some more layering in that red, but it's okay.
Wow.
What's funny is I had it shaded, and then I went back and it was too dark, so I tried to brighten it up with my airbrush, and then just massively oversprayed. And I'm like, I can't go back and fix that without stripping it. So, or putting enough coats on it to make it look like Play-Doh. So,
hey,
I was like, you know what?
Honestly,
it's flat red.
Can I throw a hobby shout out to you guys?
Across the room.
Can I throw a hobby shout out to you guys for a product that I think you guys would really like, and I honestly think you should try?
Go for it.
Okay, you guys you guys use shades, obviously. You use Citadel shades, right? Have you used Green Stuff World's inks?
I have not.
No, I use Army Painters shades.
Okay, I'm telling you, I got to tell you, their shades, they're they make a series of ink shades, ink wash shades. There's like 6 in the pack, 6 or 8. They come in all the basic colors that you would expect. They are stunning.
Nice.
They're sticky. Instead of just being like a wash, it runs right off. They're kind of like halfway between a wash and a contrast paint. You water them down just a little bit with a little bit of like matte medium or a little bit of water, and they're just beautiful. There's such high pigment in them. They cling really well and really sink into depth. They're just really, really, really great stuff. I can't tell enough. You guys have mentioned like my yellows and whatnot. People have asked a lot about my yellows that I do with like my wolves. I've been using their yellow wash shade, and it is just beautiful. So,
that's awesome, bro. Couple last comments here. Lars's least favorite part is building is cleaning the mold lines or sprue connections. Amen to that. Brian says, Mythos, I also feel the same. Targeted. I sense a little snark in Big D's voice. Elster Nation says, you got the right mindset. Choose how far you want to go with it. My approach is usually get it done rather than perfect. For someone who's got just a get it done mindset, your work is stunning, my man.
Yeah, Elster Nation, your stuff is really, really great. I mean, honestly. Beautiful work.
I guess I'll stop listing my painted minis on Instagram now. Hunkering down in sorrow. Thanks, Big D. Sniff, sniff. I'm joining you.
No. Again, I suck.
Not according to Elster Nation. Whatever.
All right, guys, we are 30 minutes over, but we've been having a blast here.
It's been great, man.
Guys, thanks so much for having me again. I really appreciate it. I love
hanging out with you.
Dude, it was impromptu, man. You said, yeah, I'm coming on. Like, you want to come to the chat or you want to jump on? Yeah, I'll jump on. All right.
that was cool. Freak, any closing thoughts on the Fist Codex? Some cool things you're looking forward to? Combos that you think you can rock?
Dude, I'm super excited with what I'm seeing here because, and what I love about the new codex, I didn't even have that, by the way. You know, I was just going off the old codex. I love how the codex refers to the supplement, and the supplement refers to the codex. It's a good marriage. It works. It freaking works. And I'll be honest with you, man. I am pretty stoked for my next game with whoever, with these new rules. And man, from what I'm seeing here, I think I'm going to have a heck of an advantage. It might be really ugly. So pretty stoked about it. Can't wait. So
that's awesome.
It gives him my Imperial Fist bug back. You know what I mean? So I'll be paying some fists. Yeah.
Big D, what's the strongest thing you think you've seen from the Codex with you flipping through it or seeing battle reports?
As far as the Imperial Fists go, Tor is he's just a monster. And like I said, that psychic ability combined with their ability to ignore terrain, they give me fits. Again, most of the people I play against, that's what the meta in my area is. And it's just like, so he's just going to make it worse. So that's good. That's good.
Definitely stoked to see some strength with the Imperial Fists. Glad to see. I mean, I'm probably going to, have some fists popping caps in my tail soon. Looking forward to getting a few losses, Freakaliciousness.
It's nice to see that, that we're getting some love back to the loyalists. You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool.
And don't raise my blood pressure at the end.
That's what I like about this whole cycle. I mean, you guys know Lady Dragon. She's all about playing the Xenos, and she's been looking more and more at the Salamanders, and she's been reading their lore, and she's like,
nice.
She's got a thing for fire to begin with. She just likes fire.
I can see that.
She's looking at them going, ooh, and I can paint fire on them. So she's actually kind of stoked. She's actually thinking about dipping her toe into the Space Marines, and because she saw the unique new character for them when we were at the store today, and she's like, I want to paint him. I'm like, if you paint him, we gotta play him. And I'm like, she's like, okay.
You know what? We might have to do that, Mythos. I have to do some research on on salamanders, and we can talk about it here in the show. Just a thought. Anyway,
guys, thank you all so much for joining us. Whether you're watching in the archives or joining us live, had some amazing people here tonight. Shout out to my brother Roxas and brother Cloud. Always enjoy having the fam in the chat. Brother Meeks in the chat, brother Zane, brother Brian. Of course, we had big man Elster Nation and another big man. We had Rob from the TMP in the house, the miniatures paintbrush. If you want to go search that on YouTube. We had Lars in the house, and of course, epic Sisters of Battle and Orc player that I love playing against. Jamjar34, another YouTube legend in the chat. Other YouTube legends, we had Spect on tonight. That was very cool. We had some other close friends of ours. Sean was on showing his work. Steve was on showing his work, also known as Oni Studios. So just overall, we had a great time with the chat tonight, and talking about this really got away from us. Another YouTube old school legends, Who Took My Dice, miniature wargaming. So many good people. Of course, we had Hellworks from by Hellchild on tonight. So this was pretty amazing. A great chat. Thank you all so much for joining us. Dave, of course, Dave Dog. Man, great to see you, my man. Running Bear was on. Great having Running Bear on. And guys, like I said, we really, really love chatting with you guys. And when we get to chat with you guys, part of that, having you guys interact, and you guys submitted a ton of stuff. It took us like an hour to get through Art of the Week this week. I really appreciate your participation.
Just to give you an idea of how we did, Amethys, we had up to 20 people in the chat at one time, man. That's just insane.
That is fantastic. Zane wants to know if there's going to be a weekend Gamecraft Dragon stream this week, Big D. Crank those out on the weekends.
The reason we call those F It Will Do It Live is because we never know. The weekend ones are one of those, we're in the middle of something, hey, let's throw this up and show what we're doing. So we might not. Depends a lot on how well Lady Dragon feels. We are going to have a unboxing video this weekend for the original Age of Sigmar box.
Sigmar versus Khorne. So since you never know when they're going to pop a surprise stream, it's a good reason to go on over to the Gamecraft Dragon and hit that little notification bell so that way you can know when they go live. They do really great streams. I'm sure you guys can tell from him being a guest tonight, and this is just him being a guest. Imagine when he runs the show, it is a great show. So
Tuesday nights, 7:30 Central. Come on by. We talk about the news of the week. We talk about what's on the bench, what's coming, and what gets my salt going.
Sodium, baby.
You know what? I don't think we had any salt this week.
None at all.
No, it's been a good week. Week.
I can play nice. Y'all don't believe in me, but I can play nice.
Well, yeah.
Plus, bonus, it has whammon in it. Guys, like I said, thank you all so much. If you guys like tonight's stream, then grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. If you're watching from the archives, feel free to put some comments down below and be part of any of these ridiculous conversations that we have, as always. If you guys feel like supporting us in any way, feel free to check out our Patreon and see if anything there interests you. We do got some cool stuff, and like I said, Freak just put out a brand new tutorial, at least 6 weeks, exclusive to Patreon. And if you guys are not yet part...
Don't forget Chaplain EMO.
Yeah, you're right. Chaplain EMO. We've got the brand new... we're going to be archiving all of our Chaplain EMO stuff. The Chaplain EMO archive will also be on Patreon. Good shout, brother. If you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, or my wolf brother over there, Big D, his channel, Gamecraft Dragon, we would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. So go over and subscribe. Until next time, guys, stay frosty.
Stay on.